sometimes.
Okay, well, never mind. It did. It absolutely did.
It made a difference.
Oh,
All right. All right.
hi, Stream Cameo.
Hello.
Computers are so
cool. Computers are the best. Hi.
Thank you.
Hi, thank you. See ya.
Cool.
Well, now that nightmare is over.
all good.
Oh, God. The cursed time that is morning.
Yep.
I've been hexed by the stream gods.
It could be way worse.
It definitely could be way worse. So, welcome to this hopefully not incredibly cursed portion of the Roll Plus Bond anniversary stream. Oh man. Let me pull something up right quick. All right.
All good.
Oh no, here's stream audio. Ah.
Oh no.
Hi Lisa. Here.
I have the stream on, but I have it muted. So.
Yes. I guess I had to open in another page. I understand that. There's some doubling when you mean.
I think that was from just a second ago, maybe.
Oh,
the chat's always going to be like a second behind, and I don't hear doubling right now.
Okay. I'm sorry, I'm getting distracted by the chat.
No, don't look at the chat.
And I'm turning it off. Yeah, hey nerds. All right.
Oh no, okay, it's still happening for Chris. Just a second. I don't hear it. Which maybe Chris, if sometimes if you have a second window or the donate window open, it'll do that.
I don't.
I did the same thing, so it's fine. You go. You're on.
I'm just making sure.
Sounds fine on my end.
Yeah,
okay.
I think it's fine. It's if you open the double page or if you have the donation page open while you have the Twitch open, they're both will play.
Speaking of the donation page.
Yes, tell us about it.
Tell them about Races, the charity we're supporting. A very a nonprofit agency that with the goal of providing free to low cost. I think they mostly provide free. Lawyers and legal services to underserved children, immigrant children on the border. They're actually local to me. I'm in Houston, and I'm super proud that we're doing this. And holy shit, that's a lot of money. $874 is a fucking lot of money.
Yeah, it's really nice.
I'm so happy.
Amazing.
It's great. People are fucking great. God, so does everyone want to introduce themselves? And I'm gonna start at the top of the Discord chat. Do you want to go and just quick introduction to who you are and where people can find you if you have any social media?
Sure. I'm Maggie. I use they them pronouns. You can find me on Twitter at Magianica1 because just the normal one was taken. It's mostly just art.
It's good art though. Hell yeah. Listen.
Yay!
Feel free to also type that in the chat if you want so that people know how to spell these.
Yeah, people can find them.
Which chat?
I would say stream chat.
Yeah, you can just drop in the Twitch.
Cole, am I up?
Yeah. Sorry, I was.
No. Yeah. Hi. I'm Cole. On Twitter, you can find me at the most magical. Magical being magic. Cole, Cole. I can put that in the Twitter. Not Twitter. Oh my God, Twitch later. Yeah. So I think that's all. Are we gonna mention how we know anything about Pokemon? Because I feel like I need to provide an explanation of my lack of knowledge of Pokemon, just briefly.
I mean, yeah, if you wanna, that's okay if you want to mention that.
Okay, I just wanted to make sure it's cool with you because I know almost nothing about Pokemon. But I have been to the Pokemon store in Ikebukuro and in Yokohama.
Oh,
and I've
damn.
been to a Pikachu parade where I danced to the Pikachu song.
That's fucking
and
rad.
I played a little bit of Pokemon Go, and I caught like the Japan Duck thing. You know how they had regional Pokemon? And I caught one of those. Yeah, Farfetch'd.
Oh,
So that's all I
Farfetch'd are
know.
good. They got
That's the
6
only
swords.
things. That's the only things I know.
Leaks.
And I was on the yellow team, whatever that one was.
Is that one Instinct? I don't know. I've never played Pokemon Go.
Yes, it was Instinct.
Yay.
So that is the extent of my knowledge of Pokemon. Thank you very much.
I made sure to have like pictures ready to toss in the chat of stuff because I'm aware 2 of you don't have a ton of knowledge. And that's fine. Listen, there's a lot of Pokemon. I know way too much that anyone over the age of 18 should know. Anyway, Mocha, do you want to go next?
Yeah, sure. Hi, I'm Eric, or Mocha on the internet, sometimes when the name isn't taken already. If you really, really want to, you can follow me on Twitter at Ernst Mocha. That's ERNSTMOKKA. I'm just going to put a link in the chat
Oh, there it is.
because I'm like that kind of person. And I also make games on itch.io. Like most of them are video games, but I also put out a tabletop game like earlier this week called Corvid Capers, where you play crows and magpies and all these kinds of very cool and very smart birds, and you try to steal stuff. And you can find it over on my itch.io page, which is mocha.itch.io. And yeah, that's it.
Very nice.
I played 3 Pokemon video games and have like watched a handful of anime episodes when I was 16, I think, and was very bored.
The anime is not great, in my opinion. So, Chris, I use Give, and you can find me on Twitter at @thespacemanbob, which is a name I am surprised I managed to. I stream fighting games sometimes, and I am planning on putting out a tabletop in a few weeks. Hopefully, if everything goes well. So
I hope it goes well. Absolutely. It'll be fine. Do we also want to mention Roll Plus Font? What Roll Plus Font is?
Yeah, what is the Twitter actually?
Oh yeah, we actually do have a Twitter now, which is @Roll Plus Bond, which is wild.
Okay.
But yeah, we're like a fan community for a show called Friends at the Table. We are not affiliated in any official way, but we all got to meet through them, and then now we play games, and everybody in the server has been super nice and cool. So just a shout out to everyone who's super amazing, and all the work that everyone has been putting in. Y'all are amazing. So thank you.
Yeah,
I just wanted to say.
Thank you so much for like organizing this.
Yeah, and thanks to all the donors.
I'm sure you've heard thanks a million times, Cole, but everyone needs to say it again.
No, yeah, you're all good. Everyone's been amazing. So please donate, and please have fun. Have a good time.
All right. So I'm also gonna just mention a few things about the system for people who do want to try it. You can find it over at a Tabletop forums, which I need to go.
Drop the link.
I am getting so you can go to it from over there, and there's also a Discord, which I have not looked at in a million years, so I can't speak for its quality. But
so yeah, this link is www.tabletop.com.
Yep, /groups/Pokemon_tabletop.
Yes.
There's a few different variants of the game there, and then a big homebrew forum, and sometimes where people find. This game was made by a lot of people, so there's no going through them, and some of them are not on the internet anymore, which is fine. I respect that. So let's talk a little bit about the area we're playing in. If we want to just like kind of start rolling into things. So I spent a while thinking about like spooky, weird forest names, but then I realized we're playing a Sunday morning like cartoon, and I think it just needs to be called the really obvious thing based on its look, which is I think the Bloodroot Forest. And it is called that because, as you can see on the map here, there is a town sort of nestled into the middle of this big forested valley, and kind of jutting out from the valley, there's lots of these big red rock-like formations. I think someone used the word just. I didn't know if there was a more scientific term. I think they are just called rock bridges,
Yeah.
or like stone bridges. Some of them are like I think fairly big and do like parts of the forest essentially never leave night, for example. Let's see. And I think the town that's kind of nestled into the middle of it is probably just called the town of Red Rock. Again, Red Rock. I don't know if that's a thing somewhere, but I'm just thinking, well, all the rocks are red, so
that doesn't matter.
There's definitely all kinds of like spooky stories about why this area is like this, ranging from it's a giant like overturned tree to, and these are like the roots of it, to a specific Pokemon, a giant death eagle. Yveltal who is also the god of death, coincidentally. Was like cut overhead, and it's their dried blood, which I don't think that's something that many people here believe anymore, but that used to be. And still, people just say it's a weird, like, geological rock formation, and there's nothing spooky going on. But who knows?
Yeah.
Somebody
just dropped a big pail of red paint. Fine.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, really, really big pail of red. I'm also going to post a picture of Vettel in the chat.
Yeah, if you have a link too, that'd be great. If not, totally fine. We can add them later.
Some people describe them as a big bacon bird, and you'll see why when they get posted.
I'm pulling it up now. Oh, look at that!
Yeah, they're very.
Wait a minute. Where is that? Is that a tail or is that a third arm coming out of the butt?
Both. The answer is both.
Okay, it's got a big arm coming out of its butt. I love it.
It's a giant death god. It isn't played by your rules.
Amazing. I love them very much.
They're very good. They're very weird, and I like them a lot. I think we should just sort of go down the list here of characters and give a very brief introduction of who they are, and then I want to play, get a little bit more about them by playing through some sort of introduction scenes. And I'm going to start from the top of the Roll20 with, if you want to tell us a little about Bo, Maggie.
Yeah. So Bo is athlete and martial artist. They got real strong and athletic because they caught a Pokemon when they were really little and were too sad to put it in a Pokeball, so they just carried it everywhere.
And Magikarp are heavy.
Yeah.
They're like made of rocks or something. They're big and hard and weird.
Yeah. And then how in depth do I go on this description?
I think we can maybe, if you want to, let's talk about. That's up to you because I kind of would want to play through some scenes, and I think that's a good way for us to get a feel of of who these characters are.
Nice.
If that's as far as we want to go, it's okay. Vivid. We want to start with Vivid Jam, which is a very good name.
So good.
Thank you. Yeah, Vivid Jam uses he/him pronouns. Classes are hobbyist and cheerleader, and basically the idea for Vivid Jam was, what if I play a Pokemon trainer that is like for those of you that know the video games or don't know them, they are like when you like travel around the countryside as your character, there are always like trainer encounters where you like cross someone's path and they challenge you to a Pokemon duel and you have to battle them. And basically I want to play as one of those trainers that stand on the roadside and just challenge random people. And Vivid Jam rarely like doesn't win. Like he wins occasionally, but he loses a lot and is always upbeat about it because he's always doing his best and is always caring about his Pokemon and is always about like getting stronger and being positive and optimistic about anything. That's like the general idea behind him. And yeah, he has two Pokemon, a Togedemaru, which is a very round electric Pokemon called Pomelo, and a Meryl, which you can see in the avatar, which is called Dr. Denim.
Which is also very good.
I'm kind of like I'm torn, like between being very sorry for picking that name and also it's cool. So
I also want to say when I asked you what does Dr. Denim have a doctorate in, your response was being blue, which is I think very important.
Was being what?
was being blue.
Being blue.
Yeah.
Very, very good.
For people that don't know what a Togedemaru looks like, I'm dropping that chat too. There's gonna be lots of animal pictures in this chat by the time it's over, and that's good.
Y'all feel free in the chat, in the stream chat, to check out these Pokemon. They're amazing.
I also like posted it in the Twitch chat.
Thank you.
A thing that this picture leaves out is that those look like Togedemaru also has got spikes all over them. It's very. I didn't know this until just a few days ago. It's fucking wild. Does Marcus?
Oh yes.
Move on.
So I will be doing. I will be playing Marcus. He uses they/he pronouns. They are a dancer tumbler. Of course they are, because I love making dancers. I feel like he is the type of Pokemon trainer fighter person that is like not, it's not like drunken boxing, but it's like kind of like, I feel like maybe Cowboy Bebop did this, where it's like evasive moves. Punch, where it's like very quick, very like nimble, dancing around while fighting, and like and he has a Sharpedo called Ebby, which like can do cool things, but also like gets wheeled around in one of those like red tyke trucks. Just like you put Ebby, just climbs in and you could just push Ebby around, so that Ebby doesn't have to fly all the time. And
yeah, for people that aren't aware, Sharpedos can fly.
Yeah, Sharpedos can generally fly, but Ebby likes to be pushed around in a little like car, like toy car. And their other Pokemon is the Chairman, which is the Litten, who is amazing, and you will, I guess, know more about later. I guess.
Yeah, well, I think we could leave some of the Chairman stuff that we know off a little bit. They are fucking great.
Sure.
I'm a big fan.
Yeah.
So let's. I guess I do kind of want to maybe just start off some of these scenes in the same order we went. So I think I want to start with Bo. So the place I kind of wanted to start a lot of these characters in, in the Pokemon anime, Okay. In the like Pokemon anime of this, I think everyone maybe fairly recently went through some kind of decently hard loss, except for maybe Vivid Jam, who won something, but maybe I don't know if he feels bad about it. We'll see. We'll see when we get to that. But my feeling, and you can let me know if this is something you want to do, Bo, is I think I don't know how long y'all have been in this town, if some of you live here or if you've traveled here, because I think y'all have been traveling for a while, or if you've just been here for a few weeks. I think you finally, due to maybe the pressing of Flip, who is him, right? Flip.
Yeah.
Okay, I think due to the pressing or like the poking and prodding from Flip, might have tried to fight the sort of the gym leader here. I don't really think we've done. So I've never done gym leaders as like based on types. I've always done them based on like a theme, right? So I think his name is Mikael, and he's also a martial artist, which doesn't necessarily mean all fighting types, but still. And I think you and Flip got your asses beat. And let me see here. And this was definitely a fight on one of those big, cool, like rock bridges, right? So I think that's where he likes to take challengers. Is he brings you up to one of those bridges and you fight up there. And I don't think this went particularly well. And I want to know how Bo is taking maybe a kind of rough loss. I think this is like maybe the camera starts on the night after. For like the fight was in the afternoon and the camera picks up at like 8 p.m. or something. Sun's just going down. And I want to know where Bo goes, which gives us a chance to introduce some things about the town and what their general feelings are like. Because I will say Flip is upset. He's like pacing around frantically in circles, not happy at all.
Oh.
You're both covered in those like anime bruises too.
Got a band-aid across his nose.
Yep. Oh god, Pancham with little band-aids. Oh, it's good. Anyways.
I think Bo might be just like chilling on the edge of town. Yeah, it's just like, well.
Go on. Sorry.
That didn't go entirely to plan. But we'll get him next time, right, Flip?
I think Flip is just like making angry small bear child sounds. I'm not particularly good at animal sounds, unfortunately. And he's got his hands like thrown up in the air and he's just talking crazy. When it comes to understanding Pokemon in this game, I've always gone by like R2-D2 rules, where Flip's just to the camera, Flip's just making bear sounds. To Bo, they're just like screaming and cursing. And I guess this is also a good question to talk about. How big do we think like Red Rock Town is? Because I was thinking relatively small, like 300, 400 people. But if anyone else has a different feeling for this place, like maybe it's bigger, I'm obviously open to the table on that. And if not, that's fine.
I don't think that it should be bigger. Like when it's like
it's
in the
small,
middle
it's
of the
fine.
forest.
Yeah, it's in a weird it's in a weird location. I do think lots of like trucks constantly are coming through here though, because I do think there's it's in a sort of like central location in the like wherever it's located. There's more towns to the like north, and there's some to the south, and lots of stuff comes through here. So while maybe there's not a lot of permanent residents, there's a lot of people like you here. And I think so. Bo, during this Flip, I don't think like takes off. I don't think that's the right word, but they're like the circle they're pacing starts to get wider, I guess, and then they start to they eventually end up walking into part of the forest. I'm just wondering if Bo follows.
Definitely.
Okay, so I think the big thing that happens when you step into the forest that you all right, so you step into the forest and then kind of step behind a tree, and then Bo bumps in real big and fuzzy, and it is your is your master, who we didn't name, but I think her name is Ma. She is a big Pangoro. I think she goes by lots of names, but most people probably know her as that. She's a big elderly Pangoro who is maybe a little fatter than the rest of them, with huge arms and a wild fucking eye patch on. I think the actual patch part is maybe a big. It's made of like tree bark, and there's some weird scar underneath it. And Bo bumps into her, and she's just got her arms crossed, looking down at both you and Flip, who I think Flip might like. She actually might be Flip's mom. I'm not sure. Seemed kind of implied when we were talking about it. And she's just like staring down at you in a I don't want to say judgmental way, but a little bit of a not judgmental that you lost, but judgmental that kind of that Flip is losing his shit up. And does Bo say anything when Ma doesn't live here? By the way, I think is important.
Yeah.
Ma just showed up.
Yeah, Bo looks very surprised for a moment, and then does like a little, a little martial arts bow.
God.
With the,
Yeah. I know the one you're talking about, with the like flat hand and then the fist in it, sort of.
Yeah.
And I think she sort of just like points behind her with her thumb, I guess. Pangoro have hands.
Yeah.
But they're paws, they don't have thumbs, whatever. Don't think about that too much. Points behind her and gestures for you to like follow her into the forest.
Following along.
All right, so I think in you follow her to a small clearing with a big, like with a big tree in the middle, and in it she has. Man, I'm trying to think of how I want to describe this. If anyone else comes up with a better way as I'm talking, feel free to like jump in. She has set up a pulley system where there's a bunch of like logs up in a tree. And this is a thing that Bo, that she would use to train students, which I think she's had quite a few of, not just you and Flip, where she would cut this rope and all the logs would fall down on you. And the goal is to like break all the logs, or dodge all the logs, or whatever you need to do to not get like pummeled. And this is something isn't downloading. What the hell? There we go. I think this is a thing she had set up probably because, but this is also a thing I think Bo realizes, that she watched the fight with Mikhail, and while they're martial artists, I think they're more. Their fighting style is more similar to Marcus, and they also have a couple bird Pokemon they use. I think it was a Corviknight, which is a relatively new one. So let me get a picture.
It's a good night bird.
They're a very good night bird. They're really fucking cool. How they fly with all that armor, I do not know. But
Magic.
and magic. And I think the goal of this contraption, I guess is the right way to put it, is to sort of maybe teach you a little bit of how to or at least reinforce how to deal with stuff coming at you from the fucking sky. Let me drop. And I don't know if there's a role here, but I feel like there should be some kind of role here. Just to maybe see how well this night of training with Ma goes. Though a failure is going to be fairly
Nice.
Nothing really, but I do want to make sort of the equivalent of a fortune roll. If you want to roll something, you can do combat or athletics, whichever one you want. Your combat's better, so maybe that.
Yeah, I will do combat.
Combat. Let's see.
If I can find it on the sheet.
It is at the skills are at the bottom of the sheet, and they're in alphabetical order. Wait, no, they're not. They're in order. Yeah. Combat is the third one from the top on the left side. Yours is very good. This is gonna be a big number. My God. I think okay. So I think. Do you want to just give me a little bit of a description about what training with Ma is like?
So Ma is, as we've kind of established, very gruff and to the point. It's a lot of her standing on the side with her arms crossed is and then doing the thing where the logs will fall, and me and Flip do our best to dodge out of the way, and Ma's walks over and is adjusting things, karate teacher things. It's not karate, but that vibe.
Yeah, I also think maybe she keeps loading more and more logs into the launcher. And it probably takes a few hours before it to get really overwhelming, but I think as is standard with any of Ma's lessons, it does eventually get okay, this is just not fair. And I think that's what the two of you are doing for the rest of the night. Do we see Flop at all during any of this? I think is an important question.
Yes. Flop is staying to the sidelines, though. She likes to be around, but also is I am not messing with this very large woman. I'm just going to be over here watching and giving encouragement.
I think as I think as established by Flop's ridiculously high evasion, Flop wouldn't even need this training. Flop would just all these logs, and it would just matrix dodge through all the logs. Mod isn't even Flop. You need to get in there because Flop's fine. She's got this.
Flop's just having a good time.
Yeah. I like to imagine they, like me right now, have a little cup of coffee. How the fish is drinking it, I don't know. But
don't worry about it.
Don't worry about it. God, yeah. I think the thing I want to move... I think that's maybe a good place to move on to what Vivid is up to. And I had less of a clear idea about whether we want to run with. There's two different things we could do with Vivid. One, he got in a fight where I think you mentioned to me, you kind of mentioned on stream a little bit, is that Vivid doesn't exactly sandbag fights, but sometimes lets the other people win. So I think there's two different ways we could do this. So someone in the chat wants to know how we were pronouncing pomelo. Is that right? Is that the right way to say it?
I say pomelo.
Pomelo. Okay.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Nice.
Good to know.
Like pommel.
So this,
Oh.
yeah.
It's a
Pomelo.
big citrus fruit, if you're not aware. Like a very big round citrus fruit.
Yeah,
I
I looked it up.
wasn't.
Pretty cool.
Oh.
I've never heard the name said, so good to know.
I've never even heard it. Weird. Anyways. So there's two different ways we could do we could do Vivid's like sort of scene here. And I think the important thing here is that he's kind of at a low point. So there's two ways I could see this going with Vivid. One, he beat someone and they took it really hard. Like in a way that maybe they feel kind of shitty about it now. Or the other way, which is in a fight that Vivid actually had some kind of stake in, it didn't go like quite how they wanted.
I think I like the second one a bit more because it has more of a like I'm down on my luck, but I'm going to stand up again.
Yeah. And I think I do have a few names here. So I think this could have been. I have a picture I can actually post in a minute here. Someone named Pax. I think use they them. Pax is a person that I think they've kind of had it out for Vivid for a while. I don't think we need to know why up front because a lot of stuff has happened both before and stuff will keep happening after this game, like in the fiction, So what Pax is mad at specifically can be left kind of I don't know, and if it sort of comes up as we play, that's cool too. And I think this would be maybe the first time they got a leg up on you and sort of I think beat you in a rather humiliating way. I don't necessarily know how they could have done that, but sorry, push stop because I'm working there for a second. If you have any ideas about how they could have beat you in any way that would maybe like throw Vivid into some kind of, at least for the night, like a spiral. Also, let me post the Pokemon, which I have no idea how to fucking pronounce.
Which one?
It is.
It's a great name.
It's not.
It's a locomotive Pokemon.
Oh my god!
I feel like I think there is a Pokemon that's at least steam powered or something.
There's a minecart Pokemon in Pokemon Sword and Shield.
Oh yeah, there is.
That's full of coal.
Hey, it's full of me! I was just gonna say I wanna can I ride inside of the Pokemon?
I think
it's a minecart Pokemon.
It's is it Hakamo? I don't know how you say it. I can post. It's spelled HAKMO -O. It's
Hakamo.
I think it's Hakamo-O.
Hakamo-O, maybe.
Hakamo-O, like that.
Maybe.
Okay,
I've never
great.
heard it pronounced. Actually, I've only ever seen it written out. So.
I mean, that's how it should be fine. Hakamo.
Okay. That is the Pokemon that Pax has, and its name is Yarrow. So we can just pronunciation aside, it's just Yarrow.
Yeah.
And they're these like big. Well, Yarrow's pretty small currently, but they're these punch dragons. And there's a bunch of different ways I think a fight with Vivid and Pax could have gone.
Yeah, so
I also think this was kind of in a public spot too.
yeah, could be. Like could be on like a public like space or something, or a very busy street. And Vivid, as always, like I don't know. Maybe they maybe Vivid didn't challenge them, but they challenged Vivid. And you said there was a history there. Like what I was thinking, and like one thing that like also like that went through my mind after I made the character was like in the last Pokemon game, there's always like in the Pokemon games, there's like rivals that like follow you along through the game and that you fight over and over again. And the last game had Hop, which was like your rival there, and he was very much like happy-go-lucky, but like always lost. And this was like kind of like in my playthrough, it didn't really left the impression that he was actually good at like being a Pokemon trainer. And at one point he gets like, there's another character who like really lays into him about like how bad he is, and it really gets to him. And like what I had in mind in this situation, that maybe like Vivid lost like fairly like decisively, and after that Pax really laid into him, and like more or less like that he should like stop like doing this, and like what's the point, and that he doesn't really like, you know, just because you're giving your best, but like you still like fighting with your Pokemon, and you're not doing right by your Pokemon if you're just losing. And all that, and maybe that like kind of got him down. But in typical like anime protagonist fashion, like there came then the point where like had like a very decisive look on his face and said, I must get stronger, and like started training. That was just my idea.
This is perfect, because in my mind Pax was definitely an asshole. Like going into this, I was like, if Pax is a bad guy, and especially in that very like Saturday morning cartoon sort of, right? And where do we see Vivid? Like what is Vivid up to? What does Vivid do after maybe one of the few times you lose in a really like hard way?
So what I was thinking, I like posted it in chat, like what came to my mind earlier this morning is like both Meryl and Togedemaru are like fairly small but like fairly heavy. Like Meryl weighs around like I think like 48 kilos or something, and is like 30 centimeters tall, so not very big. And my idea is that, and because like at some point we're going to look at like have like stats and all that, and both Meryl and Togedemaru are fairly like sturdy and like fairly hard.
They are so fucking
fairly hard to actually beat in anything. So my idea is that they're like, even though they're like fairly small, they're like actually pretty like, I described it as dense and heavy, like. So they're like fairly heavy, and like what Vivid is doing is like they both Pomelo and Dr. Denim are in like an open backpack on his back, and he's just going for a run like through the nearby woods or something, just like trying to get like, you know, you have to practice. So and like general, like it's not really the Pokemon that have to practice. I have to practice. I have to be in better shape. Have to get stronger, so and they're helping me by being heavy.
I think the interesting thing here is the two other people in the party are like are very physically strong, and Vivid's not weak. But if someone punched Vivid in the face, they're gonna like he'll get knocked out, which is not the case with the other two. In my mind, Pomelo and Dr. Denim are also in separate backpacks. Like you were wearing two backpacks.
Yeah, one on the front and one on the back.
Yeah, one in the front, one in the back. Who's in the front? This is incredibly important.
I think Pomelo is in the front because Dr. Denim can be in the back, and you can see their tail. Like
yes. the tail like bobbing out from behind the backpack.
Yeah.
Oh, that's really good. I think also during this, Pomelo is like up front, sort of. I'm trying to think of the way they would cheer you on with their little arms. If anyone has any suggestions, but I think they're just sort of like, I want to say like pumping their fists, but they don't really have fists. But I think you get the motion. Yeah.
In the chat.
So yeah, careful with the spikes. Yeah.
Yeah.
There's definitely a little plastic sheet between the back of the backpack and the front of your chest.
As far as I understood it, like Togenomaurus can like flatten their spikes. So
Ooh.
they flatten them, and when they feel threatened, they like put them out. So it should not be a problem.
Yeah. So I guess the next question here. I think that's a good spot to end. I really like the there's definitely an image of maybe Vivid running sort of early-ish in the morning and running by where Ma and Bo are training, and Ma and Bo have been up all night, right? So it's definitely like a shot of them like really tired in front of this tree, and then Vivid Jam just running by, just like.
Bo gives a smile and like a very tired wave and goes immediately back to training.
I have had this experience happen to me in real life many times on a run, where someone at one of those little stations where there's sometimes like workout equipment running by, and someone who's real tired just like, oh, hi.
It's like one question though, like if we are locking eyes, because again, like how much we want to like go through with this, because in the games when you like lock eyes with a trainer, you are going to be challenged to a duel.
Y'all definitely know each other, is I think.
So we don't do this. Oh, okay, we're like
y'all all know. I think locking out. I definitely maybe do want eye contact, and I think the thing there is maybe like just
not now.
It could very much be not now, but it also could be like you're at the same position right now in your lives, and the fact you already know each other. I think there's maybe some recognition there.
Maybe we already fought. Who knows?
Probably a few times. All of you have, I think, together, together and with each other. It's probably happened a few times. For context, where I'm thinking where this episode of the TV show takes place, like early season 2, right? So y'all have already gone through like a season finale together, which who knows what that was, right?
It was wild, for sure.
It was fucking wild. There was a volcano involved, maybe, I don't know. So Marcus, what are so we talked about maybe a like twin sister at some point.
Yeah, I think we have a twin sister.
Yeah, I don't know if there was like, I think maybe with Marcus there wasn't some kind of I think y'all got maybe in some kind of argument. I don't know her real name, but I was thinking that she's definitely like, Marcus is a dancer. I think she is a like stage actor of some sort. And her stage name is Aurora because she's got some weird, cool ice powers. That could also be her actual name. I don't know. But that's what
we'll find out.
We'll find out.
Aurora's great.
Aurora's good. And I think y'all got in some kind of argument about something, just in the way that siblings do. I don't know if you have any, but I do. And me and my sister kind of lots of fight.
I do.
And sometimes
have one.
so And we also mentioned that she definitely also has some kind of cat Pokemon.
Yeah,
And I was torn for a while,
just to be
but
annoying.
I think she definitely has. I can post it in the chat. This is another one that's like, this is less hard to say, but is a Purloin, spelled with 2 R's, Purloin, sorry, spelled with 2 R's, to specifically annoy me. Who I think in a lot of ways is the chairman's opposite, which means that we'll have to see a little bit of the chairman before we can, for sure. I can post that in the chat.
Yeah.
They're very good.
Oh, so
Purloin
cute.
They're
What a
so
fancy
cool.
cat.
Yeah, they're so fancy. I think they're the chairman's opposite, but they're also still fancy. No matter what, they're still fancy. So what do you think is a thing you could have gotten in some kind of argument with Aurora about? Like, when stuff like this happens, typically how do these arguments go, and what could they have been about?
I feel like they're generally pretty trivial. So it's probably about like if she's in like an actress type, like maybe like singer or something, and like I'm like dancer, tumbler or something like that. Maybe it's like just arguing about like, oh, which one is more talented, which one's more valuable, like for the school play, and like, you know.
God, yeah, and it's definitely it's a really trivial argument, but it's still something that probably got really personal really fast.
Right. And we just storm off in different directions usually.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and I definitely like want a. Can you describe what the chairman looks like for the people at home? Because
yeah, so the chairman is wearing a tie and a button-up like business shirt with no vest and no suit, but just the like shirt and tie and like little cufflinks. He's very good. He's very cute.
Was it a bow tie or was it like a normal tie?
It probably changes by the day or the event.
All right. Well, and I think
it's typically a tie, just a regular tie.
All right. Also, just I want to throw this out there. The chairman is definitely some kind of criminal.
Yeah.
I don't know what the chairman gets up to, but the chairman gets up to some like blades in the dark shit occasionally. They just like 100%. Vanish, and
he can produce business cards out of thin air, basically.
And I think
he's always ready to promote himself.
Those business cards, I really wish I had some time because I wanted to go make them, but I know exactly what they look. They are these they're really really overly shiny or like glossy all black business cards. And just on the front and just as the chairman. And there's no contact information. And if you hold them, like if you hold it in certain ways, it's almost like a hollow card, where like the big red letters sort of like shine through a bunch of different colors.
Yeah. It's very good.
Yeah, and I think like y'all have this fight, and there's definitely a moment where the Purloin and the chairman like stare at each other and just do the equivalent of how cats can sigh.
Yeah.
I don't know what that looks like or sounds like.
Yeah.
Because I don't remember. I haven't had a cat in a long time, unfortunately.
Yeah.
And where does Market? This is a real important question because I know what I do when I got in a fight with my sibling. But I want to know what the chairman, not the chairman. I guess maybe I do want to know what the chairman does. But I want to know what Marcus, what is Marcus's immediate reaction to this? I think this is at the roughly the same time that Vivid's on his run and Bo is finishing up their finishing. back over. Oh, looks like we back. All right.
Yeah.
Hey, we back.
Hey.
Whoa.
So
Hi. Apologies. Yes, you asked me what I'm doing after this fight.
yeah, like what's Marcus's
Reaction / where do I
yeah.
go?
Also, I mean, like, I don't know how often this happens, but this definitely happens. Like, this isn't
Oh
new.
yeah. No, this isn't new. So yeah, I think what Marcus typically does and what Marcus does this time is, they squabble, they fight, and then, they both kind of huff, maybe make fists, turn around, stomp off anime style in the opposite direction. And then you just see, like, Marcus puts on, like, a big set of, like, headphones and just is, like, listening to music and, like, dancing down the street, like, doing, like, silly dances or, like, moonwalking or, like, grapevining and, like, at the same time, like, spinning the little Tykes car with Sharpedo in it, and, like, just kind of, like, walking down and, like, running the thing down the street and then, like, spinning it. Like, you can do with, you can do this with, like, suitcases and stuff, like, spin them in circles and then go and catch them, Like,
What are they listening to? This is real important.
I think they just listen to, like, a mix. So, like, kind of like pop music, sometimes like rap, sometimes like hip hop, sometimes, I think it's different all the time. But typically, like, whatever the hit of the day is.
All right. Let me see if I have a thing I can find while we keep talking about this, because my friend Ron one time, who might be watching, I don't know. He said he tried. Wrote a big list of, like, Pokemon pun band names, and they're really good. Let me see if I can find it.
It's probably really upbeat, the kind that you can, like, run to or, like, work out to.
Oh yeah,
or, like, work out.
absolutely.
Absolutely.
I have like silly idea. Maybe like we get it like in the anime we get a transition of the music playing while Vivid is running, and then it transitions, but the music stays the same, and then to Marcus.
Oh yeah,
Right.
Good.
Yeah.
that's really good.
Yeah. And so, like, Marcus is, like, dancing and punch dancing, and, like, if you've ever seen, like, Footloose or whatever, I think it's Footloose, where it's, like, very anger dancing, and it's, like, it's probably really good for the stress, in my opinion. So, yeah. And definitely, I don't know if Sharpedo or if Ebby enjoys it, but she just, like, deals.
Just yeah. I definitely there's a moment where you sort of, like, you push the little stroller thing forward and it hits something and spins around, and the image of just swirlies in Sharpedo's eyes. I mean,
Yeah.
Oh fuck.
100%. And, like, Marcus never really pays attention to where the chairman is, because half the time he looks over, chairman's not there.
Chairman's gone. Yeah. I think currently Chairman is on top of the little Tykes car. Yeah, I think it's important to state that I think when Marcus is upset, the Chairman doesn't typically disappear.
Yeah, that's good.
But
Aw.
all right. So I think with some good establishing sort of shots of the characters, we need to take a 5-minute break, let's say. Oh, you know what?
Yeah.
Let's show up in at 15 after, because it's at least for me it's 8:10 right now. So
Yeah.
we can come back at 8:15 for
Sure.
my time.
Sounds good.
Quick 5-minute break.
See you soon.
Yeah. See
Feel
ya.
free to donate and during the break.
Oh, by the
We'll
way,
post
we
the link.
like reached $900.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
we
it's fucking
absolutely did.
awesome.
Yeah.
I'm super excited.
So yeah,
Anyway.
please check it out. Donate.
Anyway, break.
All right,
Break.
see y'all in 5. Oh,
Hello
are we
again.
back? We're back. One thing that I left out that I wanted to mention that I totally forgot to is Aurora's I always want to say Perline, but it's not that. Is named Hayes. She's named Hayes.
Aw. Amazing.
I am unsure if it's a Jimi Hendrix joke or if it can make mist or both.
Uh-huh.
But it's named Hayes.
That's amazing. Oh yeah, I wanted to shout out that we got a $20 donation from Clouds who says, "This has been so much fun," and HB $20. These Pokemon sound like a novel, but intriguing concept. Very good. Thank you all for donating.
God. So there's a few places we could go from here, but I think the big thing. I guess I want to know if at any point, and again, with a reminder, the three of you have been doing stuff together for a while now. I think sort of have like a sort of meet up at any point throughout the day. And if I also want to know if Bo got any sleep.
They probably took a power nap.
I feel them at a spiritual level currently. Because that's what I did.
Yum.
Let's see. But yeah, like, do y'all have any sort of like meetup spot you like to go to maybe just like discuss what y'all want to do next? Like, is there like a cool diner or something?
I would say that.
Yeah.
Like
Hell
some
yeah.
cafe or something.
Or like an ice cream shop.
Yeah.
Ooh. Nothing like
Outdoor ice
early.
cream shop.
Yeah, nothing like early morning ice cream. It might not be early
Right?
morning anymore, but still, listen, there's nothing wrong with having ice cream at like 10 in the morning, right?
The important question here is which ice cream do the Pokemon have? Like,
Oh, yeah. All right. This is incredibly important. This is true.
Yeah.
Like, what are the flavors of ice cream all around?
There's got to be a sea salt ice cream somewhere, right?
Oh, absolutely. Is Bo are they a sea salt caramel type of person? Because I'm getting sea salt caramel.
Yeah.
God.
Oh
I-
my gosh.
I don't think Flip is having any ice cream, but I do think Flop is definitely having some.
Oh.
And even though Flop didn't do anything all last night, she's still like, I'm getting fucking ice cream, and you can't stop me.
Heck yeah.
And-
Would not want to.
And it's like, I don't know if anyone has an idea. I'm still for.
I think
So-
oh sorry, go ahead.
No, please.
No, go on.
Oh.
Yeah.
I was gonna say I think if the chairman was gonna eat ice cream, I think it'd have to be really fancy and non-dairy. Because contrary to popular belief, most cats are lactose intolerant after their kitten. So
That's definitely a
it's
definitely
like an
a thing.
almond ice cream.
Ooh,
Almond milk ice cream.
does the chairman somehow use a spoon, like stuck in between their like paw fingers?
Oh my god, that's terrifying.
A very
Sure,
small
why
and
not?
delicate spoon.
Like
Yeah.
completely unnecessary because I'm sure that he would like pick up some of the ice cream in the spoon and then just lick it out of the spoon as if you didn't really need it.
100% unnecessary, and I love it.
Or actually,
Um,
probably just stares and waits, like sits and stares at Marcus and waits until Marcus gets the spoon and puts it in front of the face. Like, will not go lick it himself.
I think I don't know what kind of ice cream Abby gets, but I don't think it's there long. I think she
No,
just
I don't.
like chomps it, like it's just in
They-
her giant shark mouth, just right away.
They don't even give Abby like a cup or a cone. They just like toss it in the air.
Toss
out
it
of
in the air.
his face. And
Yeah.
Abby jumps and gets it.
Mm-hmm.
I think Vivid, Pomelo, and Dr. Denim all do the same thing because, like, when you train hard and like for fighting, you have to have a lot of energy. So all of them have like way too big, like sundaes, like with like lots of stuff and whipped cream and cherries and everything else because you have to eat well.
Mm-hmm. I think they're definitely like, see, it's a real breakfast. There's a waffle cone on it.
Ayo.
Amazing.
And like, what's the like? Is anyone talking about anything specific while this is going on? Like, maybe we should play. It's got cherry in it, so it's open.
Very good. Yeah, I think Marcus is probably just like grumbling a little bit, like, she doesn't even understand, blah, 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 It takes so much more effort to be a good dancer, that sort of thing. Like, basically arguing to no one, but in general.
Anyone can act, just pretend to be another person. I could do that.
Yeah, exactly. I could do all these things but like ask her to do flips on this staff, and I don't think that would be possible.
Oh yeah, I don't think we've talked about the fact that Marcus is carrying around a big like staff.
Oh yeah, Marcus has a big staff that
What is-
that they use for both dancing and hitting.
Is it like
Nice.
a big wooden quarters? Like, what does it look?
Yeah, I think. Well, it might be like metal. It might be metal. Maybe it's metal. I don't know. I kind of like the idea of metal, but I know
Yeah,
their staffs are typically wood.
I could totally see like it's the core is wood, but there's like metal bits along the like maybe at the edges and towards the middle. Just kind of.
Mhm.
Let's see. So I think I'm debating who sort of comes and who I think stops by Boho.
Mhm.
I think Mikael stops by, and the image I have in my head like the reference I have for Mikael is there is a character in the King of Fighters that I think who I can post in chat. He has a name I have always, since I was a very young child, could not say. For if you know KOF, he's Ruker's son, is sort of how I'm imagining it. Which I can post in the chat.
Yeah,
kinda
we'll
like
need to
a-
see. Oh.
Like short, like, pale, short blonde hair. Definitely looks like a martial artist, but isn't like. Unlike Bo, is not super big. Like Bo is huge.
Yee.
So I think he comes by. And I don't know if he gets ice cream. This is the thing I'm torn. I think he like sits down with the same big sundae Vivid has, and someone in the chat said frozen yogurt. That's not. Yeah, they definitely get frozen yogurt.
So good.
Frozen yogurt. They get I think they get like taro frozen yogurt, which is my favorite. And they sit down across from I think it's across from Bo and next to Vivid, and they like offer you a hand to shake, Bo, because I don't think you did it yesterday. Probably, I think because you were unable to, not because
not
because Bo was
on
rude.
purpose.
Yeah.
Bo.
And go on.
Oh, Bo shakes their hand.
And Mikael's like, apologies about yesterday. Things got a little out of hand. I think they're Corviknight. This place is outside, right? We mentioned this is like a outside sort of. Their Corviknight is like sitting kind of, or standing rather, in like decently a ways away, and kind of gives a wave. With also, Corviknight are big. I don't know if this is a thing that's like it really comes across in their picture of them. They are huge.
Like they carry cars.
Yeah, they carry
Oh,
cars.
damn.
Yeah, like I don't know. Yeah, they're ginormous. I don't know. The sizes in the games and Pokedex are a little like they're very strange. Everything is smaller than I think it should be. But I think they're put down as like 2.5 meters tall, and I think they're actually bigger than that.
Whoa.
Yeah,
That's
they're
so
fucking
tall.
they're fucking huge, and they're made of metal, so they're heavy.
Is this the bird one?
This is the bird. Yeah, this is the bird
Wow,
knight thing.
yeah. Oh my god.
They're fucking huge. And Mikael goes, so I have a favor to ask. A few people, some of whom I think you know, went out into the route, which I think is sort of a colloquial name for one of the big forested areas around here. Looking for, and he like pulls out. He pulls out a bright red feather and hands it to someone. I think hands it to Bo. Looking for one of these. And I am worried that they might not. I'm worried they'll get stuck out there. And I would go get them myself, but I have some work to attend to here at the gym. And I trust you can find them.
We can find them.
Definitely. Vivid has a spoon in his mouth.
Spoon in his mouth. Yeah. I think both Pomelo and Dr. Denham also sort of make that, like, they just make that sound. They also have spoons in their mouths.
Of course.
Amazing.
Which I think are way too big. Like, they're real big and strong, but they're also, like,
They have very short arms.
yeah, very short arms. And these spoons are probably way too big for them. They're people-sized spoons. And and you can keep the feather, by the way. I don't know if y'all know what this can do. If anyone wants to maybe give me some kind of check here. I think you're all bad at this though. Because I think this is a cult education, and if I remember, y'all all have like ass occult education.
What kind of education?
Occult.
Oh yeah, no, yeah, uh-huh.
Didn't
Don't
I?
think I have a lot of occult.
Two of you have a 1 in it, which is as low as it can.
Oh yeah.
Yep.
Perfect.
I think this was handed to Bo, so I think it's for Bo to roll.
Oh boy.
Yeah.
Great. Love it.
What?
The like
could-
the DC's like relatively low, so at least to get a little bit of information on it.
As it stands, or like Bo like holds it up to the light. It's like, huh. Let's see. Oh hey, that's not
hey,
bad.
sick! You roll as best as you possibly could. I'm gonna give you. You're gonna get some stuff here. Hell yeah!
Yeah.
I think the thing you know right away is this is like a Yveltal feather, which one is fucking terrifying. That Mikhail just like has this because this is like a part of a god of a really scared.
Whoa.
I think Yveltal's rather detached. Like Yveltal doesn't interfere with people that much. I don't think. Some of the other gods are a lot more. Personable is the wrong word, but active. And Yveltal is not, but they're still a god of death. Like, and I don't think you know what you could do with this, but you know someone could do something with this. You're just not that person.
I'd imagine it's like Bo's like holding it up and then leans in real close and then like has a moment where realization dawns and like immediately leans back and holds the feather very far away. It's like, oh, thanks.
What is it? Marcus asks. What is it?
What's the name again?
It's Yveltal, I think is how you say it.
Yveltal? Okay.
There might be other ways to say it. I'm not sure.
Wow.
You
What?
know Yveltal?
A little, yeah. What
Yeah.
Who?
Abyss?
Yeah.
I mean, these are things I think you definitely all.
Okay.
You know the name, like you definitely know the
Yeah.
name, and you know what they do.
Huh.
Okay, then something else. And what way are we supposed to do with it?
Put it in your hair, maybe.
Mm, if you want to, feel free.
Oh,
I
yeah,
think-
sure.
I think Mikhail gets up and is like they headed north, and gives you his card with his phone number on it. Is like call me if you need it. And the feather won't hurt you, maybe, and walks away.
Ooh, that's a bit ominous.
Are we supposed to find them or what? I didn't pay attention. This is in character and also out of
Yeah.
character.
He asks you to find them, and I think maybe sends you a text with some more information. So,
Like
they
the bird. Should we find the bird or are there people missing?
there are people missing. They went to go find.
Okay.
They went to They went to
get this
go
bird?
find some of these feathers. But yeah, they
Yeah.
went to go get the bird. And the people you would, or at least that's what he thinks they went to do. You would know. I think he sends you a text, like with a bit more information. And the people that are currently missing are they're not missing because they haven't been gone that long, but they still went into a dangerous area by themselves, and they're totally not ready for it. Was Pax ran off, and Aurora also went up there.
Hell yeah.
She did the same thing you did, but dangerous is.
Oh. Yeah, that makes sense.
It was.
Always trying to
Whoops.
out-cool me.
Yeah, and I think she's definitely always had the thing where had this sort of feeling where she's like, oh, I'm trying to think of the best way to put this. I think the best way to put it is she has cool ice powers and you don't.
I don't.
Yeah,
Always one-upping. Like,
yeah.
I'm cool and she gets ice powers. I have a cat and she has another cat. Like, I can dance.
Yeah.
And she can act. Always more. Always one step ahead.
Mm-hmm.
But does she have a magnificent flying fish?
No.
That she does not have.
Which, by the way, I do think that Ebby, when we go to this place, like it gets rolled around the back of the ice cream shop, and they, like the things that they would use, like a hose to like rinse out all of the ice cream bowls. They just like pour. Somebody's just like standing there squirting Ebby with like the water hose in the back.
Yeah. Oh, that's very good. They're like rolling in the little in the little car.
Yep.
Yeah, they want and he said they went up the North Main, though I don't think it particularly matters that much because I think they're all roughly the same. Let's see. Here, where do I have? He snaps a host like a dog. Yeah, so you can. I guess my question is, what is everyone's? Like, does everyone just get? Oh, actually, do you put the feather in your hair?
Am I allowed to put it in under my hat, like sticking out?
Yeah.
Great.
I don't know exactly how it feels, but it feels very strange.
How strange?
I think I think this is very funny because we were just talking about how Aurora's got the ice powers and that's one-upping.
Mm-hmm.
I think you feel like I don't know. I don't want to describe how Cole how Cole, goddammit, how Marcus feels about this.
Hell yeah!
But I do.
Yeah.
It's
you
the
don't know
sort
how
of
Marcus
thing
feels
about it. But what it feels like is, I want to say that this is a similar thing in the sense that it's a real as fuck supernatural thing that is aiding you in some way. You just don't quite know how.
Hell yeah! This is wearing the ring. This is like having the ring.
This is wearing the ring.
It is affecting you.
I think it's a little less intense than the ring, but it is because like the ring always fucks people up. I don't think it's quite that, but yeah, it is that same
similar effect. Okay,
yeah,
cool.
And whether or not Martin feels like, whether that makes you feel really fucking cool or like absolutely terrified, is But I guess this is a good thing to see. Like, what kind of face do you make when you stick it in your hair?
What kind of face do I make? Probably smug. Just a smug grin.
Is it like the smug fucking cat face? Like,
yeah, I think it's like very like, all right, like head nod. All right, this feels good. I love it. We got this. We can do anything. We'll go
Right.
find them and we'll show them that we're better because we found them and we'll be the ones who have made sure they're safe.
Oh, lots of. Oh no, Marcus. You've jinxed. That's what you've really done. No.
My
So
child.
I'm guessing everyone like packs up and starts to head north. I was gonna draw a little thing on the map, but I don't think we really need. So, how much time have y'all spent in these woods around in the what was it? It was the Bloodroot Forest. Yeah. How much? Sorry, I can't talk today. How long have y'all spent in the like deeper parts of the forest? Not the little parts around town, which have been, I think, semi-carefully maintained, and they're not spooky, or rather, they are normal forest spooky because forests always are kind of a little spooky. Like how much do you think y'all have spent sort of deeper into these like veins in the if you have it all?
It's probably been pretty brief for Bo. Like that seems like a lot.
Yeah, it is a lot. I don't think. I think it's pretty much always dark in there. Is the thing that I think makes it really spooky because there's always the big rock bridges overhead, and there is all of the like the big trees. So the canopy's rather high. So always at the forest floor, it's always very dark and very wet. Which I think makes Abby quite happy.
Oh yeah, I'm sure.
I think Abby's very into this.
Yeah, I think so too. And does Magikarp also like the wetness?
Flop is also enjoying this.
Oh
Oh,
yes,
yeah.
Flop.
Flop. How? What about Vivid? How has Vivid spent any amount of time in the like valley proper?
I think a little bit maybe, but not. I mean, Vivid sometimes goes out into the wild, but mostly sticks to roads. But I assume that, like, in some way, that he like went out, but not very far. Definitely not as far as we like have
As
to
you're
go now.
as you're going, yeah.
Yeah.
Because all right, yeah. So let's. I think the thing that we need to do here is some sort of. I guess my question is, how do y'all want to try to track where they went? I do think you see some footprints, but it's hard. I'll give you that, but I mean, unless y'all are trackers, which I think some of you are decent at that, it's going to be hard to. They're not the most obvious tracks, and there's. I think I also want to throw out there for Marcus is a reminder that Ebby has Aqua Bullet, so
Yeah.
you can just fly. You
Yes.
might not get the best. Well, I mean, we'll see depending on the roll. There is tree coverage that might make it a little. But if we wanted to get a cool scene with Sharpedo like rocketing through the sky, I think now is the time.
Let's do it.
Hell yeah! So do you want to describe what this sort of like what's the procedure for getting on a flying shark?
Yeah, so I think when we get Sharpedo out of the car, basically she just like, I don't know, she like goes, she's like on the ground, I guess. She'll like lay on the ground and then you just kind of like lay on top and put your hands like on her fins or whatever,
yeah.
sort of thing.
I think
just go.
Yeah, I think I wanted to throw out is I think maybe do y'all find like a little lake to launch from? I think it might be easier to launch if she's got some water to like start with. Yeah.
Right. Yeah, maybe that's what we do. Like, we'll just we'll get her out and put her in the water.
And do you have any sort of, I don't want to say a saddle because that's not quite right, but do you have something to keep you? Sharpedo have like sandpaper skin?
Yes, this Sharpedo has like sandpaper skin. So enjoy, y'all. It's gonna be a little rough. You might want to like roll your sleeves down so you don't like scratch up your skin.
Oh, is everyone climbing aboard?
Oh no, no,
Okay.
sorry.
Oh,
Yeah, I do
Gotcha.
that. Sorry, I do that, and then I just like
All
roll.
right.
I normally have like long sleeves that I have rolled up or whatever, and then just pull it down
Okay.
to the wrist and then climb on, basically.
Normally I don't think I would. So I'm gonna hit the aqua bullet button for you, just so
Oh sure.
you can be in the chat. What?
I'm on the page. I just don't know where I would have to hit. So go for it.
I had it up just a second. There it is.
Mhm.
So the way aqua bullet works. Oh, I didn't put it down. Oh no, I'm a failure. I'm just gonna read it.
No, you're good.
So
Oh,
Aqua
okay.
Bullet is an ability that Sharpedo get, which has a connection to one of the moves they have. And whenever they use water type moves, they gain Sky Speed 10 and they can move in straight lines.
Wow.
Yeah, Sky 10 is really fast and really far. But as a note, like Sharpedo can't really maneuver all that great when they're doing it.
Not at all.
So normally I wouldn't make a roll for just the launch itself, but I think this could fail in some spectacular ways. So I want to have Sharpedo do a roll here, and let me make sure I set their athletics to the right roll. So if you, I can roll it or you can roll it. It doesn't really matter. If you go to Ebby's page, I set their athletics to the proper thing for Sharpedo. If you maybe want to do that, it's at the bottom of Ebby's page. It's the athletics roll.
The very bottom. Abilities? No. Features?
No. It's above ability. It's above ability. Sorry, it's skills.
No, you're good. Okay, there you go. And this one is
athletics.
Athletics. So I just hit this dice button.
Hit the dice button. I think you definitely. I think you do it, but whatever's gonna happen here, I think is gonna be rough. I think this is a like.
Wow! Look at that red box.
Yeah, look at the red box. You rolled okay, but 2, 4, 1, 2 is like not the best for this Pokemon.
No, it's very bad.
Out
of curiosity, is the chairman here with me?
The chairman does not like flying. I think this is the thing. Yeah. The chairman does not like flying. The chairman is just like sitting on the little car, just like, nope, I hate this. I hate everything about it. I get wet. I get wet. Yep. It's not fun. What if I fall? What if they stain my tie? And what do you think a sort of rough launch looks like?
I imagine that so she probably goes to take off and I haven't held on quite well maybe, and so it's a little bumpy and maybe so maybe I fall back a little too far and I end up hanging on to the tail, and so she's wobbly going forward, you know?
Oh no, that is a good image. And I also think I think what specifically happened is, as you were you thought you had a clear a clear shot to the sky, but not quite, and Marcus smacked some branches on the way up, and that's sort of what knocks them knocks them back. I think the consequence to this is going to be maybe some sort of negative to Marcus's role. What is your how do you think you're looking for signs of where your sister went?
Hmm.
Oh no. Accidentally
Good
closed recording.
question. What if, like, I don't know. That's a good question. Maybe there's like a specific kind of mint or candy or something that she's always eating, and so like you can smell it. You know how like mint smells really strongly,
It does, and
and so like maybe you'll like catch that on like Marcus is like I'm sure if I smell mint in the air, maybe she'll be around.
I think, yeah. I mean, there's also like, and then just the normal signs, right? Of
course,
like,
yes, but
footprints,
you didn't
on
ask
top of all
me
the
to
sources.
name
Yeah.
normal
Yeah.
signs.
Yeah. No, this
I'm not a
I like
normal
this.
person.
No, you're not. You're wearing a god. Also, I think what? Oh, you know what you do get? Let me see. I'm actually gonna write a thing.
Do it.
There is a mechanic in this game called. Where to find this? Let's see. Oh, I need to open. All right. It's called Carrion Scent. And this is a brand thing. This is some stuff that is involved in like the legendary god splat book and all this. But what it does is real simple. It gives you a really acute sense of smell. But it also means you can like really acute sense of smell in a way that's also not fun, is I think the specific thing I wanna throw out there. Right? Like you can smell like dead things really well and like all kinds of like you know what I mean? But I do think that'll give you some sort of you do have the feather. And I think that's one of the things it's doing.
Sure.
I think there's a dice roll here. Let's see. This is probably a perception. I think you have a decent perception. You do. This is probably a perception roll, I think. Though I could, if you want to make a case for survival, I could also see that.
Maybe at the moment it's perception.
Yeah, I think it's perception. I was gonna say that I was gonna give you like a minus to this, but I do think the feather just counteracts it. So I just think you like a flat perception.
Super powered. I rolled.
Yeah.
Did I do okay?
Holy,
I gotta go back over.
Wow.
Nice.
6 by 4. Look at that. A 6 of 5
So
by 4.
I guess I shout back. I smell them.
Yeah. Like I think is there definitely the like shot of everyone chasing after you, like running up on the forest floor after you are faster than them. That's like there's no way they can keep up. Maybe Bo can keep up, I think.
Oh, I love this image. I love this image of Bo running with the Pokemon.
Yeah, Bo is keeping up and like doing all kinds of cool like parkour shit, going over like rocks and plants and trees and everyone else is keeping up. I think like Vivid's keeping up fine, but Vivid, are you pushing the cart? Are you pushing the car?
I think so. Like someone has to. Like I can't leave it behind. Like it would be rude.
You pushing the car with the chairman who the chairman is still on top of it, by the way, just like sleeping.
Amazing. Thank you.
I think Dr. Denim and Pomelo are riding the cart, like like shouting some Pokemon stuff.
Yeah, so Vivid's a little bit far behind, but not that far. You're also decently athletic. Yeah, I think you do smell them, which is a weird thing to fucking say. I guess my question is how everyone reacts to that. I smell them.
I smell them.
I
mean, seems about right.
Just a general air of, I guess? Okay.
I think my assumption is like maybe I misheard and like they meant like Abby smells them.
Right, like
yeah.
Sharks have a very good sense of smell. I don't know if it's true for Sharpedo, but maybe. Who knows?
Yeah, probably. Abby's like a dog.
Let me check if Sharpedo is tracker, because that might
probably not, but
I don't think it does. But
yeah,
I wouldn't be surprised either.
But I'll bet people think she does. She's very dog-like.
Yeah. Oh, she doesn't. She does not have trackers. Dang.
Just
God.
and said torpedoes also have good smell. Yeah.
Yeah, fair.
God.
I smell them. Come on, hurry up.
I just fucking love that. Okay. I think as y'all definitely run past a few more like lakes and rivers, I think the vein you went down is just covered in all kinds of water, which is important for all the fish we have in the party, actually, so that it might come up. And there's all kinds of little like caves along the side of the valley here. And I think someone, but I'm not sure who, I'm not sure if it's Bo or Vivid, notices that there's, when they pass by one of those caves, there definitely seems to be a person or a very person-like silhouette sort of standing in there watching. I would let you maybe, if you want to do roll some dice to see if you can, I don't know, discern anything else, but if you want, though, you know, failures do carry some risk if you want to.
I mean, like if I'm like a bit further behind, like maybe I'm just like at some point starting to look around.
Yeah.
So
I do think no matter what, even if you don't roll, you do still see this like silhouette standing in the cave.
Yeah. No, I want to know what this is. So I just click the dice thing on my sheet.
Yeah, I would let you do perception or maybe intuition here if you want to make a case for that. But
I think perception is like more like
more what you're doing.
Appropriate. I'm looking at things. It's not like I feel something's wrong. I mean, maybe, but it's more like an unspecific thing.
6. That's something.
Wow.
Let me look at your Pokemon really quick, because there is like helping that can be done, and that would a 7 would be better. Yeah. Okay. So one of your Pokemon can help, and because there's no actions, it's nothing to worry about. There's no roll for that. They just like add half of their skill rank to the roll, and they both have 4. They both have 3 in perception, so that's +1 because you roll down. So I think the thing you notice is it's definitely a person. Like it's definitely a human, and I'm trying to think of anything else I can really give for that besides it's a human, and she gives you sort of like chills down your spine.
Is this like a cool anime shot where Vivid's running and then it goes into slow motion as
absolutely. I don't think you get it. I don't think there's a good look at her face or anything, but I do think we get like a good sort of outline of the outfit, and I want just like a fucking witch, like big fur cloak and a sort of classic like a pointy witch hat, but it doesn't give off the same vibes as a pointy witch hat. I think it's sort of, you know, when someone's wearing in shows you would see a cowboy hat and the person's wearing it, and so it's like covering their eyes.
Yeah.
I think it has that sort of vibe, but it's a pointy witch hat.
Beautiful.
And it's just something about her gives you like creeps you out. Though I'm not sure if this is a thing that Vivid's worried about or if you say anything.
I don't think that I'm saying anything, but it's like I think it's like the moment where like I see her and then like slow down a little bit, and then I don't know, maybe Marcus or like Bo are shouting something, and I like turn around and like keep running. In that way.
I think the help here is I think maybe the person who or the thing that pointed out initially was Dr. Denham starts like squeaking, I guess is the sound barrels make, and starts pointing at the cave kind of frantically, and I think Dr. Denham's he, right?
Yeah,
Wanna make
they're
sure.
both.
Okay. He's like, I think just thrown off for the rest of this like trek. Yeah, Dr. Denham's like real uneasy. I think sort of curls up into even more of a ball.
Oh my! Oh.
Oh no.
Like they're just like laying in the car now, curl up in even more of a ball. Oh, did I just move the thing too much? I might have actually the roll 20. No, I did not.
Okay. Wow.
Does anyone have a good like?
Mhm.
Anyone have a good image for where? Marcus, you're gonna crash land at some point. And my question is, where do you crash land when you think you've got, like, when you get to the end of this descent, I guess?
Yeah.
And if
one of two things, not two things happen, but one, can I ask one of these two things happens for how Sharpedo stops?
Yeah, go on. I mean,
One, I think it would be really cute if Sharpedo just like bumps into something and like makes a little like noise, like like.
Does it like squeak like a toy, like a fucking?
I was thinking squeak like a toy, but also like they're sort of like a torpedo, so maybe it's like a cutesy little explosion noise, like from like Mario or something. That or like I want them to like slowly lose altitude and just like putter down towards the ground. I kind of like the first one though.
I kind of like the first one. And I
Where
think
they
what
just kind
happens.
of bump into something and do that, make that noise, and then just kind of like float down like vertically.
Yeah, I think specifically what happens is maybe Sharpedo hits one of those rock bridges.
Yeah.
I mean, there's definitely the shot in the show of this where it totally looks like it gets. Where it totally, it looks like it comes out of nowhere, which maybe could imply it actually did. I do think there's stories about how the rock bridges in this forest do change a lot. Though that's one of those things that's like not really ever been substantiated, right? It's like, the forest in there moves. I mean, how the fuck do you know if it actually did? Yeah, Abby just slams into a. It looks like it's gonna hurt a lot, but it does make that little like.
But it just doesn't. It's like
it's a little like squish and squeak and little pop noise, and then y'all just fall to the floor.
Yeah, I think then we just fall. Like I feel like maybe the like sputtering to the ground happens when there isn't anything. Yeah. But in this case, because there's something to kind of hit into, that's what happens instead. So like it's just like if you've ever seen like a paper airplane hit a wall where it just kind of like hits the wall and just immediately falls down. It doesn't really go anywhere.
There's definitely the little like noise as Abby hits the floor. And y'all definitely get stuck in like y'all fall in the bush. It ain't a good look, covered in leaves and dirt. And,
wonderful.
I
don't know, it worked for Pharaoh.
That's true. It did work.
It's fine. I think Marcus brushes himself off.
And I think everyone shows up like just after the crash. Y'all definitely saw the crash.
I think what Vivid says like immediately when they reach them is like, "Oh, that was so cool."
Thanks. I know. Ebby's great, and I pet Ebby very gingerly because Ebby's skin is sandpaper.
I think she's just making. I'm trying to think of the way to describe the face she's making. I think she's just like, yeah, okay, yeah, thanks. Can you get me out of this fucking bush? And she's barking because Evie's a dog now, I guess.
Yeah. Vivid, can you help me pull Evie out?
Oh, sure.
Thank you. And I think, we just get to pulling Ibby out of the bush. And I'll bet Ibby's like one of those. So if you ever have like a house full of dogs where there's one big dog and lots of little dogs, Ibby just like flops over to the car and basically pushes everyone out of the car.
Everyone out of the car?
Like off the couch. Out of the car.
I think it's rather easy because Dr. Denim is still rolled up in a ball.
Right.
So he just kind of just like rolls out of the car.
Yeah.
I'm gonna pick him up.
Aw.
Put it back in the bag. God. And I think you still smell the mint, but it's a lot rather it's a lot it's very strong in your current location, and it does seem to sort of like pitter out. And you also smell I smell that. I don't know if you could actually do a roll for this. If you want to. I think it's a survival. You definitely smell some kind of other plant.
Okay.
And I will say, no matter what, it smells poison.
Oh, great.
Yeah.
So roll survival?
Yeah, it's probably survival. I think you have a good survival, don't you?
I think I
You do.
Is there a way for players to help?
Yeah, you can help. It is the same as the Pokemon, so it's just an action which we don't need to really worry about right now. And it is half of the 1/2 of your relevant skill is added to the roll. So yours is a 3, and you round down, so you would add a +1 to this, which is substantial. It's not bad.
Yeah.
It doesn't really cost you anything except you being wrapped up in any consequences.
I think I help by like asking Marcus how what they are smelling, like describing the smell, especially like the plant.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think this is something everyone could smell. Like this one is strong enough, but for Marcus, it's really strong.
Yeah.
Due to the carrion scent.
Great. Do you roll to aid, or is it just you add aid?
You do not roll the aid. You just add the 1, so you can just.
And then plus whatever.
So that's a 15. That's a 15. That's actually really freaking good.
Nice.
It's. Oh, go on.
No. Yeah, go. You go. You're all good.
So the thing you smell, and it's. I think maybe I could have mentioned to y'all at the start, actually, just because we all know what hemlock is. It's hemlock, and I think the thing you get from such a good roll is it's coming. So the area you landed in is there's a lake in front of you, and there's a bunch of trees surrounding it. There's a couple bridges on it because I do think people come out here to do stuff occasionally, right? And there's also like a cave behind you, you can't tell how deep it is, but the entrance is really fucking wide and really tall.
Wow.
I guess really is kind of vague. Let me see. I think it's like 5 meters tall. Like the entrance is 5 meters up and like maybe 4 meters wide. It's big. It's a big. And that's where the hemlock smell is coming from. Which I don't know a ton about hemlock. Hemlock doesn't grow in caves. So at least is my understanding. It could.
Maybe it's a special type of hemlock.
It totally could be.
Just from looking at the Wikipedia article, it doesn't sound pleasant.
No,
Yeah.
it's I don't know much of. I just know it's like a classic witchy thing, essentially. Like sounds spooky, and yeah, it's a not pleasant poison. Don't drink hemlock, kids.
Yeah, the first article is Socrates drank hemlock tea.
Yeah, that's why I said that, because I read that. I was like, I know hemlock tea is a thing that people do make, and I know it's I think so diluted. It's not like that. I don't know. It seems like it's. But anyways.
Yeah. Anyway, fun times.
Yeah.
Is Bo's here, right?
Bo is here. Yeah. Everyone's here.
Okay, cool.
A thing I want to say, because I think it'd be very good, is Flip was running with y'all, but you were carrying Flop, right?
Yeah.
So, so the trail seems to go cold here. At least the mint scent does, and then there's a cave, like a big, kind of suspicious cave that smells like.
Great. We should go inside.
Just like as an before we go, while we were running, I kind of saw someone was also in a
Oh.
cave, right?
Was also in the cave, yeah.
Saw someone,
You
and
saw someone?
yeah, and they were kind of scary. And
Scary.
I like point towards Dr. Denim, and like Dr. Denim didn't like them at all. And like I pet his head, and like it's okay. Like
I think Dr. Denim shakes their whole body, I guess. They're all head, so they can't just shake their head.
They are all head. Great.
So they just kind of like, I was like, no, it's not okay. It's not.
Wow. Yeah, should we go check that out at some point, or just keep an eye out?
I mean, is there something else around here? Like, how was the general area? How's it like look like? Is it just like forest and smell and the cave?
Yeah, there's also a lake. So I think it's like the cave. Then across from the cave is like a little clearing, and then there's a lake on the other end. And the lake is surrounded by like real big trees, and all the trees seem to like reach out to connect to each other in the middle there. I don't know if there's any cool dope trees in the water though. I think it's like a really. I do like water. I'm torn on whether there's water trees or if it's a really still, like creepily still lake.
Trees underwater would be really fun to play on.
Okay, I think there's. I do think there's some big water trees then. Like those ones that are all root. Like there's the roots coming out from the water, then they kind of connect and wrap around and to form a. I don't know what those trees are called. I used to know.
Is it like roots that like are attached to the ground and then like come up and then over and out and into the water and then down into the water where the tree grows?
Yeah, I do think a lot of them. Yeah, I do think a lot of these trees are also, all like the roots wrap around each other.
Mm-hmm.
I also don't think they have any leaves at this point.
Yeah.
Either because the tree coverage above them, like they're not getting any sunlight. There's, yeah. I'm thinking. Yeah. Oh, so I went and found, pulled up what the feather gives you, and I totally forgot that this is such a fucking weird ability. Carrion scent. Your sense of smell is enhanced, giving you the ability to track living things as well as deceased with little effort, which you did. However, you forever smell a corpse of yourself. I don't think it's quite that bad, but you like. I think it's a very softer version of that, where it, due to the way this feather works, you smell like it's a very, very, very vivid feeling of your own mortality in a way that might start setting in.
Oh no!
Oh,
yeah. The brand stuff is the Blessed and the Damned book is fucking wild, and I love it. In this case, this is the Damned, but
Yeah.
Are people going into the cave?
I want to go in the cave, Bo. What do you think?
You think that's where they went?
I believe that is where they went. Yes.
Let's do it.
Yeah, just like as a question, is there something I can do, or like in general, like how does like being incredibly scared like affect Dr. Denham in some way, and what can I do to make him feel better?
I'm not
that's
gonna.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna make Dr. Denham like have to roll to do stuff, like roll focus to do stuff or something like that. But if you want to try to do a thing to make him feel better, just because that's the type of person Vivid is, we can do that. Also, I think the ways this will affect Dr. Denham is gonna be mostly like fictional. Like I'm not gonna make. There's no like weird mechanical benefit. Like I'm not. Oh, you lose defense or something. No, you're just gonna. If stuff goes bad, maybe Dr. Denham's fucking boy outie. And I'd be down to let you do some kind of role.
Like I halfway forgot how my stuff works, but is it like possible for me to use like cheerleader or something like that?
Yeah, I'd be down. So the way cheerleader works, cheerleader has some like nested abilities, and the first thing I'm gonna let, but because of this situation, I think, what do you tell him? I think that's what I want to know first. Like, what do you like? How are you gonna try to comfort and support Dr. Denham?
Yeah, I think it's going something like this. I know you're scared, like, and that person was scary, but you're here with friends, and you know that, like, I'm always going to look out for you, and Pomelo is always going to look out for you. Flip and Flop are going to look out for you. Marcus, Abby, and the chairman, even the chairman is going to look out for you if something happens. So you're perfectly fine. Like everything is going to be okay. You know that.
I think,
and it's okay to be scared anyway. Like I'm also scared, but that's what adventuring is about. We are all scared, but we still venture on and do our best.
So I think during this, like, sort of like Flip gives a thumbs up, Flop gives like a little nod. Like everyone's like, you're getting help from the whole team here, except for the chairman, who is just sitting on the thing, just like licking one of his paws.
Yep.
Maybe like looks up and then looks away.
But yeah, like looks up, sort of doesn't roll his eyes, but like has that same sort of like, yeah.
He's like filing his nails, his like.
Yeah.
Good.
So I'm gonna hit. Normally, like to use cheers, you have to nest them into a feature called an order.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm just gonna say we can put one of the cheers on now. I'm gonna hit the button, and we can look at what those cheers. Where is? So I put this in like a slightly separate location, just so we can kind of see what all the cheers do. So you can give them. I think you can give them cheered, excited, or motivated.
I think motivated. Just again, narratively.
Yeah,
he gets a very determined look on his face, and nods.
Mm-hmm. I think they're still shaking though. Is I think maybe the thing.
Yeah, but it's the I'm scared, but I'm still doing it. Look.
Yeah, basically. And how much? How long have we been going? I want to see if maybe we should take a quick 5-minute break.
Oh, yeah.
Like we've been like for about an hour.
Yeah, let's take a quick 5-minute break before maybe a fight happens. A fight might happen, so it seems like a good spot to take.
Stay tuned.
Stay tuned, indeed.
Yeah.
Next on Pokemon.
We'll be right back.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. This is like, in the TV show. This is definitely where an episode ends, right?
Oh yeah.
Like I think, like during Vivid's speech, the ending theme starts playing.
As we're looking forward to this like big cave that's like ominous.
Yeah. All right. Let's come
while
back.
we take a break again, go check out the donation if you have a chance. If you can't donate, I saw someone else in the chat mention, feel free to put promote the stream if you can. If you can't pitch anything new. But yeah, thanks for joining us, and we will be right back.
Yeah. Bye.
Yep. See y'all in 5. And are we back? Seems like
It looks like we're back.
Yeah.
Cool.
Hell
Hopefully
yeah.
everyone can
Alright.
hear us.
Oh, I had the stream on because I was listening to the good music.
Yeah, same.
Oh.
I'm like, why do I hear myself? Oh, so I guess here's my big question: Who is the first person who's like, I'm walking into this cave where I smell poison?
I mean, I would. I just, I want to hear if Bo would.
I feel like Bo might.
I could
That's
totally.
weird.
I think I will say I could see the case for Marcus, because like I don't want to say they're kind of high on the power of having like this magic artifact in their hair.
Uh-huh.
Like that's kind of, like I think that might be the thing.
Maybe he looks over at Bo and is like, "Come on, let's go," and like,
Yeah.
so maybe they take off together.
Yeah.
And is this a thing that's like not exactly normally the way Marcus would go about things?
Oh, absolutely not. Like Marcus is not
Yeah.
usually in the show. Marcus is not necessarily the like aggressive. I mean, like he's
Mhm.
aggressive, but he's not. He's like really good at defense, right? He's really good at evading, not
Yeah,
necessarily the
they're-
punching.
They're more cautious.
Defense, not offense.
Yeah. And like I'm figuring they were a little more cautious in situations like this.
Yes.
Like they'll still do the thing, but
Yes.
Is this the
so
thing
this is like
where in the anime, like, for a second their eyes are a different color or something?
I mean,
There's a glint.
Yeah, just to
I mean-
show, like, there's something afoot.
there's something like a little. It's probably red. I mean, it's a big red. I mean, Yvel's big and red, right?
Yeah?
Yeah.
So there's probably some kind of. It's the thing that they do in that fucking basketball show where the eyes are trailing the red. I don't know what that show is. I've never actually seen it. I just know it exists.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. What's the vibe going into this cave? Yeah, I see people in chat screaming the name of it. Yeah, it's that thing.
Beautiful.
Kuroko no basket? Ah, okay. Basket, like basketball.
Yeah, it's a basketball show.
Yeah.
God, I need to watch this.
Kuroko no basket.
Anyways, yeah, like what's the general vibe when you start heading in, and what's Vivid's reaction to like just the two of them just fucking walking right in? Like,
Yeah, I think like at first fairly confused look on his face, and then shouting, "Hey, wait for me!" Like running after them with like Pomelo and Dr. Denim like shortly after him.
fine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm definitely pushing Ebby. Still, again, I'm pushing Ebby again.
I think
It's
Ebby
like bumpy
is.
as Fog probably because
It's,
of
yeah,
rocks.
it's fucking because the rocks. Yeah, it was like yeah. They're definitely like bouncing up and down in there a little bit.
We are not subtle.
No,
No.
not subtle at all. I'm unsure exactly how I want this to. Oh, all right. So you know what I think happens. I think this is the thing that camera, but not you.
Yeah.
The camera catches a shot of how many eyes? Just two big eyes, sort of glowing. Everyone walks in. Vivid runs in from behind, and behind Vivid, you can see these two big. I don't want. There are these two big, like silvery, black eyes, sort of like glowing in the cave. How that needs to be, I don't know how that looks coming out of a dark cave, seeing these two big eyes. But it can just be, it's just a different shade of black. It's just letting off some light.
Yeah.
And the two of y'all run into the cave, and Viv comes in from behind, and I think that what you come up on is there's another big underwater lake, I think, and if one of y'all was a geologist, I think you could tell that it's connected to the one outside in some way, and there's a lot of those same also for the visual. Do y'all have flashlights? Inventory is not a thing we're gonna do. Like I wanted to do for this game. You can just have stuff. But do y'all have flashlights or like headlamps or lanterns or something?
I think flashlights would be good.
Flashlight.
Yeah.
I think Pancham can see in the dark, by the way, and so can Ebby. Yeah, they can. So the two of them can see in the dark just fine.
The chairman has fire, but I don't think that that's gonna help.
Yeah, I was gonna actually say Pomelo has glow. Glow is so Pomelo can be a flashlight actually.
Oh yeah, let's do that.
Amazing.
Perfect.
Like a big and so y'all come up on this like lake. It's real like is it underground if it's just a cave? A big lake in a cave. Pomelo turns on their light, I guess. They start glowing, and there is a big I'm trying to think of the way to put it. Coming out of the lake is a bunch of those trees you saw from before. The like dead trees coming out of and they're not dead, they just don't have any leaves, coming out of the water, and their roots are all like curled up together, sort of like, I guess in hindsight they're almost like a rat king, where their roots are all tied up.
A root king.
A root king.
Root king.
And there's also a bunch of weird bright red flowers in the lake. But I don't think they're sticking out of the lake. I think they're underwater. Like at the base of the lake, and it would have been really hard to see, but Pomelo's a light, so
Look.
And
the flowers. What do you think they do?
Maybe it's where the smell comes from. The poison.
Do you think that's the poison?
I don't know.
I don't know. How would we know? I don't think. Yeah, how would we know?
Is the smell stronger here than it was outside in general?
Yeah.
Okay.
I
guess I approach the shore of the lake. The flowers are underwater. Did I like?
They're completely underwater.
Okay.
I think it's like, I don't know, 2-3 meters deep. So it's like, it's deep, but not deep enough that y'all want to get under there and like pick one. You totally could. There's no roll there or anything. There might be, but it's not from like holding your breath or some shit.
Okay. I want to take a closer look at them just to like, maybe I know them or can determine if they're poisonous or something like that, or dangerous in general.
How do you do that? Do you just? I noticed Vivid's got some goggles on.
Like the goggles are for a very specific situation that hasn't happened yet, and I don't want to spoil it.
Okay.
They're not for diving.
Okay.
No, is it not like, can I not look at them like from just through the surface and take out some stuff, or is it?
You can, but I think you would have a better. If you get closer, you'd have a better. Better.
Then I do what I wanted to do. Oh, sorry.
Oh, I was gonna say if you're okay with it, like if he goes up to the shore, Bo might just be like, "Oh, here, I can help," and just grab a flower and hold it up.
Oh, do you just like dive in? Because you're gonna have to get underwater.
Wow.
Like it's like 2 to 3 meters deep, which is like 10-12 feet, if I'm not mistaken.
I was about to ask Dr. Denim to dive down there.
Yeah.
He is a water Pokemon after all, and from what I've read, like this is what Merrills do. Like they float on the surface because their tail serves as like kind of a buoy.
Oh yeah.
And they like can swim down and grab stuff. So
I will say that this is not just because it would be unfun for this to be the case. This is like not going to be a thing that's going to hurt you getting near it. So there's there might be something else in there that could hurt you getting near it, but the flowers just don't eat them, and you're fine. if they're even the poison, I'm still sort of making some decisions here. They're definitely weird though.
So I'm and saying like to Dr. Demon, could you maybe dive down there and like pull them a bit further up so that we can see them better? You can do this.
I think Meryl takes a deep breath. Not the thing. Actually, I do think they need to breathe. I don't think they have gills.
They have to breathe.
So I mean, they can breathe underwater for a long time, but Dr. Dim takes a huge deep, and I think sort of, I don't want to say they inflate a little bit because that would make them harder to dive, but they do seem a little bigger maybe, and they just sort of
cheeks.
little puff cheeks, and they head underwater and they pull up a few of these flowers, and they are. I think now that you get a better look at them, I'm trying to think of. They're sort of like roses, but there's like very clearly that same red and black pattern that's all over you. That'll sort of all up in the feathers, with those like black lines through the middle of them.
So
they're not like roses; they're more like lilies.
So they look similar to the feather we have.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I don't particularly have a good lily picture that would fit this. I maybe could have edited one, but I did not. In case you don't really know sort of what I'm talking about, here's a picture of a and where the white is, it's red, and where the like this reddish pink color is, it's black.
Ooh.
And I think the weird thing here, and I don't think this is something any of y'all need to roll, is there's no sunlight. Like, how are these flowers growing, and why are they underwater? And there's all this sort of shit. And if you want to roll something, there's two different things you can roll here, and this system doesn't necessarily have like position success, position effect. But I feel like it's appropriate to say that if you're rolling essentially rolling survival would be like the equivalent of risky limited, and rolling occult education, if you want to roll, it would be like risky great, which you don't got great occult education. So
like, can I? Is it close to me that I can pick it up, like in somewhere, or just like hold it in somewhere and look at it, and then turn to the other side, like, and ask them, do any of you know what this might be? This doesn't look like a plant, like the plants that I know, at least.
Wow, it looks like it would make a good ice cream.
Just like more or less giving you an opportunity to, like, for those of you who have like better like stats to roll instead of
no one has good occult education.
Okay. So then, like, does anyone want to help? Or doesn't matter, right? Like, one doesn't help, or like doesn't give me a +1 or plus anything.
No.
It's rounded down, so
it's rounded down, but you always get at least something.
Okay.
Yeah. If the two of you want to, like, if this is a thing where it's like essentially a group action, I would just like let you roll a 2d6, Vivid. So if you want to just like pop like on your sheet, move occult education to 2 for a second, I would like roll like that. Just like say, oh, the whole group's involved. We can go for the highest, which is a 2, and then call that good.
Okay.
Oh, did you? Oh,
6.
oh wow, oh, sick.
Oof.
No, that's not awful.
All these red boxes.
Yeah, lots of red boxes today.
Red and green boxes only, please. Oh, there's one that's not.
I have to say it's a bit hard for me to like recognize them. I'm colorblind.
Yeah.
Oh.
That's fair. So like I don't know. I know the shape, but
Yeah.
I don't know which
Yeah, I mean,
variety of this plant it is.
It's definitely a lily, and I think y'all will definitely know lilies aren't the sort of thing that grow underwater, first of all. 2, I think this is the thing that mostly like Marcus notices, is it's not exactly alive. Like I think maybe the thing I would pull is what's it's a poll that like if you don't know how this would work, it is not particularly useful, I guess. But I think it feels sort of like how when a cleric in something like D&D would cast like Detect Undead, right? Like it's not exactly dead, but it's not exactly alive either. It's like a weird vampire flower.
Whoa! Do we all know that?
Yeah, I think you know. I think that's the thing that definitely everyone notices because you were all involved in this role.
Yeah.
But I think you feel it in a very different.
Do you think that if we ate this, we would become a vampire?
Like a in character.
Like, would we? Yeah. Would we just like become like? Would we become immortal?
Like, do you want that? I don't want to eat that.
I don't know. Again,
I
it
don't
looks
want to
like it
drink
could be-
blood.
Yeah.
No, not like one of those. Like, I just mean immortality. Like, could we just like mix it into the ice cream and eat it, and then get immortal? Like, then, oh my gosh, Aurora would never.
Oh my
Aurora
god!
would never live it down.
I'm just
Marcus
like,
is feeling themselves way too much right now.
I'm letting the plant go, and I assume that it like goes back into the water then.
Aww.
I mean, it just falls to the floor unless you're like specifically dropping
it. Was like ripped off. Okay, I thought it was just like pulling the whole vine a bit upwards.
Oh no! They would have had to. The vines are not that
Okay.
long, unfortunately. You would have had to.
Okay. And like I just look at Marcus for a moment, like, and like, what?
We could
What?
powerful. Gotta be the very best.
Oh my god!
Yeah, but
Beautiful.
you don't become the very best by eating like strange plants you find in a cave.
I mean, we could. There's no rules against it.
Like you're not becoming any like getting any better by it. You still have to like learn and practice and like have the now I sound like a bit like a neoliberal. The willpower to get like to improve and not just like eat something and like think that this is like you won't be able to beat your sister just by eating a plant.
You're right. I need to beat my
And
sister by finding her.
Yeah, and what's the point in like winning something when you didn't work for it?
Okay. You've persuaded me. You're right. And I should listen to you because you're great. But it did look really good, but we should move on, I suppose.
Tasty.
Okay, we got this. Sorry I was getting distracted.
Man, so do you put the do you put the flower back? Yeah. I think maybe an important thing here. Never mind. I was gonna say if this is like I would have thought it more interesting if Cole puts it back. Not Cole, goddammit, I did that again. Marcus puts it back
I'm in the game.
in the game. Die in the game, die in real life. Never forget.
I mean,
No.
I basically made myself as a character right there, so it's fine.
It's okay.
It's fine.
All right, so
yeah,
all right,
no,
whatever.
yeah, Marcus. Well, maybe okay. So you dropped it on the ground, and maybe Marcus, like when we start turning away, like Marcus will pick it up and pocket it.
Oh no! Oh.
Oh, or we all walk away, and the chairman like picks it up and puts it in the pocket.
Oh, that's very good.
No, I think the chairman just like stuffs it in his like coat pocket, like the front little, like he's got
Yeah.
a little like a breast pocket he stuffs it in, and God, that's coming up, not coming up later as in the discussion. Like that's something that comes up in the series finale, right? Like the chairman pulls some shit, I don't know what, but it gets pulled.
Turns out he has a Pokemon in there, like a Pokeball.
Yeah. Oh my god.
So I think as y'all leave, someone notices the two big like black guys in the distance, and a giant like a giant plated arm sort of swings at who's ever up front, which sounds like it's either Bo or Vivid.
Mhm.
Which one of you do you think is up front? Or rather, which one of you wants a cool scene of either getting hit by a big arm or dodging a big arm?
I'm down to get punched.
All right, it's yeah. I think I can see Bo totally like all right, cool. Weird flower shit's over. I'm out. I don't know anything about this. Fuck off. Let's see. So y'all. What do you want to do to dodge or like tank the hit from this big arm? Like, what is your tactic here? What's
Good question.
let's see? Because there's definitely going to be a roll here. Because this arm gonna. Oh, go on.
Oh, could it be something that kind of visually mimics the training that they were doing earlier?
Yeah, absolutely. I think actually, yes, yeah, absolutely. I do think there's definitely still a roll here, but yeah.
Yeah.
Actually, you know what I'm going to do? I think because of that, what I was going to say is I was going to let like Ma's combat skill be a bonus here. But I think if we do that, there's just no point rolling because it's like essentially 100% guaranteed you pass it.
Yeah.
I don't think we need to roll this. What does this look like to sort of get out of the way or stop this big silver plated arm? And I think to mimic the way to mimic the train, it like slams down on you. At first I was thinking it was coming from the side, but I like this image a lot where it just kind of like slams like horizontal down at you.
Yeah. I
was mostly just gonna ask where it cut off.
Where?
Oh, awesome. All right, so where did we cut off there? Because we kept going for a second.
We did just.
I think
quickly.
you just dodged the attack.
Yeah, was it just when Bo like blocked the big hand?
Possibly.
I'm waiting to see someone say something.
In the chat.
Yeah, if it wasn't a buggo coming up next, I don't think I would. It wouldn't be as big of a deal. But I just want to make sure it's working when I preface. Okay. So when did the stream cut off? Was it right when Bo blocked the hit?
Yeah, actually, I don't know. Oh,
yeah. Okay. So So just moving forward, just in case anyone has like
Yeah, we can recap.
yeah. Well, I was gonna say like the Pokemon on screen is gonna be a big bug Pokemon. So if anyone has a thing against like not against, but like, if bugs are just like a big content warning for a big bug, a big magic Pokemon bug, but still
That is a Pokemon.
yeah, it's a very Pokemon. So
So probably cute.
they definitely can be very cute. The big armored hand, the big like plate armor is a Golio speed, which I'm going to post in the Discord chat. Ooh.
Ooh.
They're like big samurai bug mechs.
Big
They're very
samurai bug mechs.
They're very cool.
BSBM. Yep. Big samurai bug mech.
Yeah. And when I say big, I mean fucking huge. Let me see what they are. Like what the dex lists them at. Like 8 feet tall.
Dang.
But I think this one is like way bigger, like maybe 10 feet tall. Like it definitely had to like it's a bit of a tight squeeze in this cave.
Wow. Yeah.
So yeah, I think the thing here now is I'm gonna pull up just so I can keep track of it. A little bit of a turn order thing.
Ooh, initiative.
Yeah, because this is like and I think the thing that is also noticed after this is sitting on the back of the Golio Speed is that woman you saw earlier. Vivid. She's sitting on his back with her legs crossed and the hat like pulled down over her eyes. And I don't think you would hear her laughing, but you can feel her laughing. You know, like she just gives off this like immensely smug aura about her. And does anyone want to? Oh, go on.
Oh, does the camera do one of those like anime shots of the mouth smiling?
Absolutely, yeah.
Yeah.
And I can say that we definitely know, as like players, her name is. Was it? It was Lilac DeVille, and she is the note I wrote down is a fucking death witch, and that's what we can know moving forward. But I want to know if there's I would just if your characters have heard any stories about her, because she is definitely the sort of like, the thing parents might tell their kids around here is like, don't go into the veins at night because Lilac might get you. Like it's that sort of like like an almost Krampus legend, like she's this weird, like she eats things. It's like, oh god, she's creepy death witch, right? It's
Lilac. It's very good. Amazing.
Whether or not if anyone wants to do some sort of roll to see if you know who like have heard some of these, and I would say that would be a general education roll, because that's like history and stuff. If any of you are decent at that,
Ooh, I can do that. I'm
you are
educated.
Yeah, you are.
Oh, hey.
Just not
Hell
in the
yeah.
occult stuff.
Yeah. Okay,
Yeah.
yeah. That's good. You definitely know. I think this sort of success will go to everyone. You have heard these stories, but as far as y'all were concerned, they were just like fairy tales, right? Almost in that sort of, I guess I want to say in that Red Jack kind of way. Where it's like, oh, do they exist? There's like people tell weird things about them. Are they? Yeah.
Do you think so? You said the name is Lilac, right?
Yep. Well, like
Do you think like people around like spooky holidays will drink or like wear lilac and drink like wear the color, maybe drink the tea or have like lilac ice cream?
yeah, absolutely.
Where it's like this myth.
How do I add? Let's see. Give me 1 second.
I'm all about the tea and ice cream, as you can tell.
Listen, tea and ice cream.
Got your priorities in line.
I know, right? I put in the chat earlier that Marcus had been having black sesame ice cream, which is one of my favorites. Very good.
Oh, nice. I can't seem to add things in the turn order. So you know what? We're actually just gonna close this. And I'm just gonna like write this down in my notebook because I don't know why it's not working. So what is?
I think because we don't have tokens, maybe.
Tokens. I was playing. Y'all should work just fine. But theirs is not for some reason. Even though I did put stuff down for them. But luckily, turn order in this game is like static, so it's nice and easy just to write on a notebook. So what is? I guess my first question is: all of you can have one Pokemon, like one Pokemon. Even though if you have both of them out, only one can be like fighting at a time.
Bite.
So who is like your active team member essentially?
Bite, Ebby bite, Ebby bite, big, Ebby big bite, fast. Also,
Ebby is very fast. Ebby's probably going first. Actually, I'm
Ebby
not 100%.
big bite, fast first. Yeah.
Ebby is very fast. Okay.
No. But also, I don't know what all the other Pokemon do. So.
Yeah. So Ebby and then Marcus.
The chairman is probably busy thinking about how to use this flower.
Absolutely, they are scheming. They are nasty plotting, if you will. Coming up with some nasty plots. What is Marcus' speed is 15. Bo's speed is. So let's see. They need to go. It'd be Marcus. Who is your active? Like, is it Pomelo or is it?
It's Pomelo.
It's Pomelo. Okay. How does Pomelo speed? Are we sure it's not Dr. Denham?
Wow.
I think this could be a good, like a cool moment for.
Yeah. Okay, let's do that. I was thinking about like because Pomelo was like shining a light, but maybe I was carrying him, so Dr. Denham.
Yeah, Pomelo can still just be hanging out as a lamp. I'm not gonna take that away. You know, I'm not taking that away.
Maybe I holding him up and like he shines like very brightly. Like around.
Let's see. Flip is also so the turns will be.
I'm doing flop.
Oh, you're gonna do flop? Oh, flop my. Okay, so that's very funny that both Flop and Evie are going to go at the same time. So let's just do some stuff with them first. So I like the idea that Ebby is going to do something first. So what does Ebby want to do? Does Ebby want to bite? Is this
Ebby bite? What is it? It's this. Yeah, Ebby just like jump out and bite, just bite, nom 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 nom, and probably makes like a, like or like like biting noise as she goes. I don't know if like yeah.
So I think Ebby is just gonna like jump out of the. She's still in the little like car. Just sort of like flies out of the car and is going to go for a bite. You have a bunch of moves here that can do bites. Which ones do you want to do? You have Bite, you have Rage, and you have Ice Fang. Those are all bites.
Mm-hmm.
If you can just want to use Bite. I think that's your most damage. So on the sheet, you can hit the little POW button.
Mm-hmm.
The little red button there, and it'll do everything. All right. Just hit the little POW. And then we can see what happens.
Where is it?
It's on the sheet. It's under standard move, so it's kind of like at the top. It's in the middle there. I can hit the
Sorry,
button if
I'm
you
bad
want.
with Roll20.
Uh,
There it is.
yeah,
It's just bite,
these-
right? And then I
it's just
hit
bite.
which one again?
The little red like pow
The red one.
square.
A
Yeah.
pow.
Holy shit! Abby bites.
If you bite.
What is this? Like where on the Golio speed is this bite?
Numb
Is
the
it like
arm.
is this on the arm? Okay.
Numb on the arm, like, but then, and then just like, sideways. Just hanging on.
So I think what this does, because this like flinches, which still means, unlike in the games or anything, still means the Golio speed gets to move. But they're vulnerable. So like basically nothing you do can miss them. And I think what this looks like in this case is they're just like shaking their arm, like trying to get Abby off. Like until the start of Abby's next turn, that's all that's happening. This Golio is just like frantically shaking its arm around. It has a bunch more arms, so it can still do a bunch of things. But let's see. So next is Flop.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
What is Flop? The fucking fastest fish in the West. What is Flop gonna do?
Tackle.
Okay, I will say for people who like don't have haven't played this game, or people who have but aren't really aware of what Flop can do. Flop can max out their evasion, so Flop is ridiculously hard to hit, like ridiculously hard to hit. That's Flop's thing.
Flop's a good fish.
She's so good. So yeah, tackle.
She's so good. Yeah.
Oh no. There you go. Oh, there you go. So you just need to hit the little POW button on tackle.
Pow.
Nice. Then so which way do you push her? Which way do you push the Golio speed and the Lilac who is still riding on top of them? Oh yeah. Flop can do all kinds of things.
They are a powerful magic harp. She is. Probably farther back into the cave.
Okay,
Just
well,
'cause that's-
they ganked you coming out of the like entrance. So are you trying to push them back out, or did Flop somehow get behind them and are pushing them towards the group? Which I could totally see Flop like I could totally see Flop kind of like jumping in between the Golio Speed's legs and then jumping out, like jumping at their back from the other end.
That's very good. Like where Abby went flying and Flop like bounced behind and just body slams this thing.
Yeah. Oh man, I think next. That's a very good image. I like that a lot. Next is Dr. Denim. No, next is Marcus. I'm wrong. Next is Marcus. A reminder, the Lilac on top, like she's gonna do stuff. So she's also a target. As a fair warning. Yeah, so just.
So yeah, I guess. So you said Marcus is up.
Marcus is up.
So Marcus does a lot of dance and aerial tricks with their staff. So maybe can I do like one of my dance move attacks?
Yeah, you can do one of them we don't have named, which was the speed one. Or
I
you
was
can
thinking
do
the fan kick.
Yeah, we can do that. What does that look like? I can just hit this button for you. That's a really easy one.
So yeah, like Marcus would run up. You said Lilac is also a target.
Yeah, she's gonna do some like when her turn comes up. Is she a what?
Approachable. Like, can I get to her around this thing or no?
She's on top of it. And I would say, but you're like an acrobatic tumbler who can definitely jump very high, and
can do a pole vault.
You mean like pulp? Yeah, but 2, it's fucking anime rules, right? You know,
That's true.
Getting 10 feet up is not hard for someone in anime universe.
Right.
So.
Well, then there are walls, right? Like, are there walls nearby?
Yeah, there are walls.
Right. So maybe like, because normally what Marcus does is they'll like slam their staff into like the ground or into the wall and use it to like anchor themselves to like to kick off the like to kick in a fan motion off the staff. So like it would just be like like slam it into the wall, I guess, like, and then fan kick up.
Sort of like push yourself off.
To like kick.
Are you boarding the Golio speed, for lack of a better term? I guess.
I mean, if I can. If I can't, then I will just kick the bug,
absolutely
the big bug.
I think so. The fan kick gives you damage. It raises your stats, which is
yeah.
So I think what this is like you land on the. They have really big like shoulders. Kind of land on the shoulders, and even though it's like flailing about, you're a trained acrobat. This is effort, but it's not. It's fine. So now I get to do a thing as Golio speed. Let's see.
Do I have to roll that at all?
No. I'm gonna say you're with who Marcus is. That's not a big deal, and also there's not a huge between being on the floor or on top of this currently.
Yeah.
Golio speed is going to. Let's see. I'm really debating here. You know what? I want Golio speed to. I think Golio speed is annoyed at Flop. No, Golio speed's annoyed at Ebby, and is going to like sort of start swinging its arms in a way where it like hits other things. And also Ebby hits other things. And I think what that's gonna be is God, I think that's just a struggle. I don't think that's a move. I was like, oh, is it Shadow Clone? No, I think it's just a flash. I think it's just this. It doesn't even miss. It doesn't even hit. Ebby, what is it? Yes, that's not its name. What? I think so. It's Ebby doesn't take any damage, which is very cool. How does Ebby avoid this?
Barrel roll.
just like spinning around on top of the arm to make sure it's like, oh, when it's about to hit this cave wall, just kind of skirts.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
Okay. Let's go Golio speed. I think next is Dr. Denim. Dr. Denim's next.
Yeah. Just like as a quick like reminder, like just in general, like cheerleading, what are orders exactly again?
So orders are a thing you can do that takes your like attack action, and it's essentially a buff you can use to your Pokemon.
Okay, but that's then like for my character. Like that's not what I'm doing when like my Pokemon is.
You actually you are allowed to do orders on at any time during a round. I was gonna wait to talk about that to your Pokemon term because there's not really a huge point in doing it until then.
Okay.
The orders you have are Inspire Training, which is very good. If you want to hit that button so we can see what that does.
Yeah, when I like the Inspire Training. Show?
Yep, show. So Inspire Training gives Dr. Denim extra like evasion, makes Dr. Denim harder to hit. So now you can do a cheer, or
like I wasn't sure if I wanted to do that, just like for me to like figure it out.
Yeah. Well, I mean, there's no point in not doing a cheer because they don't cost anything.
Yeah.
The only one that costs something is, I think, Go Fight Win. Yeah, Go Fight Win. You can only do Go Fight
I can only do it once anyway, I think.
Oh no, cheers you can do as many times as you like. You can keep them up.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
I think Go Fight Win is like a separate ability.
Yeah, Go Fight Win is a separate ability.
Yeah. That and it gives like an additional cheer and all that stuff.
Yeah.
Like, that's like
So
a special thing. Because like I'm more thinking about like doing helping hand for Abby. As like Dr. Denim.
well, you can still set up like which one is it that's really good? You can still set up excited, for example, where the next time when Dr. Denim does get hit, it just hurts less, for example.
So I can do both, basically.
Yeah, you can do both. Because this takes Vivid's ability, not Dr. Denim's.
Okay, yeah, then like why don't we do that? So I have to do like inspired training?
Yeah, you did. So you did inspired training, and then when you do that, you get the additional bonus of one of these cheers, which I can just hit the button to show all the cheers again. The best one, pretty much always, is going to be excited.
Yeah, I mean, that's it's a like I like the situation because those are like the Lilac was the person that Dr. Denim was scared about, and now he's fighting her and her Pokemon as like and like Vivid
Who
is
is
like, first of all, I think I don't know how many like big fights we might have still, so I'm going to do it now. Like the reason why I like picked for the avatar Vivid and picked the goggles is because like in typical anime fashion, like when it gets serious, he puts the goggles on.
Oh hell yeah!
Good.
to display that now it's time to get serious about stuff. So he puts on the goggles and like shouts at Dr. Denim. Now it's the time to show them that you're not scared of them, that you're better than them, and that we're able to beat them and get past them and find our friends. And yeah. And I think I'm going to pick excited for.
Hell yeah! Now Dr. Denim can obviously also gets to do with it.
Yeah, I think what I want to do is use helping hand. I mean, like it doesn't fit narratively. Sorry, like he's fired up now, so I'm going to use Aqua Tail on.
Yeah. Wait, Aqua Tail is a really cool move in this situation because it has something called Pass, which means you can hit both of them.
Yeah, let's set it up that we can do that.
Yeah. So the Lilac's on top. So I think this would look like if you want to hit them both is like a big uppercut with the tail, you know? Yeah. Like Dr. Denim runs up and jumps into the air, and then the tail kind of like leading tail first just hits them both in the face. If it hits. So let's go ahead and use hit Aqua Tail. If it does hit. God. Go Speed's taking a lot more damage than I thought they were going to be taking.
Like so how I imagine that is that like Dr. Denim actually like bounces like a ball and like gets high in hand, and then like does a somersault and like hits with the tail upwards.
That's very good. I think this doesn't hurt the Galio Speed that much because it's also a water type, and that's a thing that does get taken into account here. But you smack Lilac real bad, and I think she pulls her hat up, and you can see her eyes now, and they're that same weird red color that Marcus's wear for a second, which is a thing that I didn't have planned, but I do think is very cool. So let's see, who is next? Is Lilac next? Bo is next. God, Lilac is the slowest thing in this fucking game.
Oh my gosh.
She goes last.
Uh-oh.
Y'all are so fast. All right, Bo, do you want to try to suplex a bug?
Suplexing a bug would be very good. I don't know what move that would be.
I think that would be strength.
Nice.
Yeah. That would be strength, especially because you have that cool martial artist thing where if you miss the combat roll, against them, you can hit them with another thing, right? So like if you, we'll get to that if it comes to it, but you can go ahead and use strength.
Okay. I have to find it on my sheet.
It's at the top. It's like the second move you have on your sheet.
Oh, yes. Excellent.
Let's see. Oh no!
Oh,
Tragic.
tragedy
Not like
strikes.
this. Oh fuck. Well, what is this? I think you just go to like you run up to sort of like grab its leg to do something, and you pull, and it just stares down at you. Like, it stops swinging its arm. Also, even though it's vulnerable, this still misses. You had to roll a 2. If you roll a 2, it would have hit.
Thanks. Roll 20.
Oh no. So I think it stops swinging its arm around and it just stares at you. Looks down at you and is just like, what the fuck? And out of the corner,
gives a very spooked smile.
I think at the moment you smile out of the corner of your eye, something comes out from like a shadow and Lilac is doing a thing. You can. I'm torn if you see her like hands move or something, or if it just happens. I think she seems like someone that does a little like flourish with her hands, or maybe a little wand she has that's made of those flowers. I think actually, like a little flick of a wand in her hand, which is. Let's see if can I finally hurt the party. Hey! Okay. The way damage works, Bo, is you take that 39 minus 5, because you only have 5 special defense. So you can put that in a moment while we move on to Ebby. And this feels weird. It's like you just got punched by a shadow. It's not like there's not like a physical person there that hit you. So it probably also leaves you kind of drained, like makes you a little tired. Anyway, Ebby, you're still chomping.
Num 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 num.
Ebby can keep chomping.
Heavy like chomp. Bite. Ice Fang, Swagger. I'm just looking at all the things that Ebby can do. What is the Ice Fang?
Ice Fang does a little bit less damage than Bite, but you have a chance to freeze, which could be cool.
I kind of like it. I kind of like Ice Fang.
Hey, we can go ahead and hit Ice Fang.
Hell yeah. Is it also the Kapow?
It's the Kapow. It's physical. Pretty much everything Ebby has is the Kapow. No freeze.
Oh, no freeze. No dice.
No freeze. Oh well. No vulnerable either. So I think what happens is part of its arms do kind of freeze over, like a little plate bit freezes over. But because of that, Ebby slides off. Like she's no longer biting into bugs. She's biting into ice and just kind of like slides off.
That's okay. Ebby likes ice. Ebby likes to chew on ice.
Oh no! Don't chew on his arm.
Num.
Just sort of. That fucking hurts. This life is the.
Don't get bit by sharks.
Yeah, don't get bit by sharks, kids. Sharks hurt. So
you lose all your blood.
It's Flop. I think I want to remind you. Flop has the decoy. Do you want to do the decoy thing? I think it'd be really cool if Flop did the decoy thing.
Flop's gonna do decoy thing.
Hell yeah! So what decoy does is the user uses. I'm just gonna hit the button for you. Boom. So Flop uses the move Follow Me, and their evasions are raised. What Follow Me does is everything has to attack Flop. Flop is the only viable target. No one can hit anything but. What does that look like? What does it look like when Flop pulls fucking aggro, basically?
That's a very good question.
In my mind, Flop just starts flopping around so fast. There's like a million flops.
Also, maybe, like, in the olden days when people challenged and they, like, just very lightly flap someone in the face with a glove. Flop does that with their tail. It's like, meh.
Do you slap Lyle? I think for this to work, you like Flop pops up and just slaps Lyle.
What if it's like one of those scenes where it's like super slow-mo and there's no music and it's silent as like slowly Flop flies through the air and then lightly like slaps.
It's the like Quicksilver scene from fucking X-Men, but with a fish.
Yeah.
God. Okay. So Flop's evasion. Let me go read this real quick. Let me go read how much. Just so it's on the table, it is going to be 7. That's a lot. Flop is going to be really fucking hard to hit. Marcus, what do? You are on top of the Goleo speed.
Hell yeah. And is Lilac still up there?
Lilac is still up there, and she's not happy. She got slapped by a fish.
Yeah, I can imagine.
Like there's definitely a little
So
like red tail mark.
Oh my god.
Like really angry
Okay.
frown.
How do I attack this person? I have bash.
Bash her in the face with a stick.
Oh my god, I'm so sorry, Lilac, but yeah, I might have to bash you with my stick.
I mean, who knows what she's up to? She's up to weird shit. You can hit her with a stick. It's okay.
Is this also Kapow?
Yeah, this is also Kapow. I don't think y'all have like any special damage, honestly. Y'all, I think it might just be the chairman who is, I think, gone now.
Yeah,
actually.
the chairman's disappeared.
I think there's like, what does this look like? How do you hit her with the stick?
So I had used it to like anchor myself, and I pull it out, and then I think like I twirl it and try to like knock the legs, like knock in the knee, like behind the legs, type of thing.
Mm-hmm.
Like ow.
Man. I think she does she falls, but Goleo Speed like catches her like with its one good hand still.
Yeah.
And now she's like sitting in its hand instead of on its head. Let's see. And anything else? That's not much else can do. Okay, so it's Goleo Speed now. Someone that can hopefully actually has to hit Flop. Goleo Speed has to hit Flop. Man, well, if I have to hit Flop, I'm gonna use the big move I have. Goleo Speed's just gonna hit him with the signature move. And it pulls out. I don't think it pulls anything out. Its hand that was covered in the ice. The shell sort of like extends around it into like a dope sword instead of just these two big claws. And it's gonna take just start kind of swinging at Flop as best as it can. Who is busy being the fastest fish in the world? Oh well, that definitely does hit.
Alas.
That hurt. I actually don't know how much that hurts Flop, because doesn't Flop have a lot of defense? No, Flop just has a ton of health.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that hit. That actually did deal. That's going to deal an injury. So I think that's like a fairly significant.
Oh yeah. I mean, sorry.
Well,
yeah, you get it, but also sorry.
Yeah, no, I know what you mean. What is I think this like Flop is kind of trying to dodge a bunch of swipes, and eventually, the Goleo Speed just gets a good angle and smacks Flop.
Can I use Friend Guard?
Yes, you can use Friend Guard. Yeah, Dr. Denim can use Friend Guard.
Whoa.
So let's see what that. You can hit that button so we can see what that does.
Yes.
And just to make things quick, I will.
Maybe you can find it because I don't know where it's on the sheet.
It's at the bottom of Dr. It's at the bottom of Dr. Denim's.
Okay, there.
So what Friend Guard does is Flop's going to take less damage. I will calculate this real quick because this is.
Not only does Flop take less damage, I can also use Cheerleader as a free thing.
Oh yeah, you can.
Because
Hell
I have Cheer Brigade. Yep. No, not Cheer Brigade. Inspirational support. You may trigger. I can press it. You may trigger Cheerleader as a free action when your Pokemon with Friend Guard activates an ability or status. Oh, I can't. Like I have to do something, then I can do it. Not when I do Friend Guard.
Pokemon. No, you can do it. Wait.
Okay.
When your friend, when your Pokemon with Friend Guard activates an ability, it says, because this is because Friend Guard only affects allies.
Okay. So then I can do. I guess I do excited to Flop. Like yeah, right, Flop. You're doing good. We're going to win.
I love Vivid's cheers.
Doing my best.
Does Flop want to turn excited now to take even less damage?
Yeah.
Okay, hell yeah.
Like for the next attack, like basically you can choose to take 5 less damage and exchange it.
You can take it at now if you want. So Flop can either take the 53 damage or the 16 damage.
Take the 16, please.
Take the 16. Yeah, take the 16. Hell yeah. Flop fucking doesn't care. What does Meryl's Friend Guard look like? Like, how is Dr. Denim protecting?
Maybe it's just like pushing Flop a bit out of the way, or like shouting like a warning, like that.
Is it flipping Flop over?
Yeah. Like, you know what I like, actually? I like the idea that Flop lands on Meryl like a trampoline and kind of like bounces off of Dr. Denim's like head or stomach area just to avoid the worst of the cut. And I think just doesn't sigh, but does that like weird sigh frown thing that people do? Kind of pouts is I think actually the word I'm looking for. And stuff. Okay, I think we can definitely get to the end of this. Let's see, because y'all are doing a lot more damage than I thought.
Oh yeah.
Let's see. So it's Dr. Denim.
Okay.
Orax.
What? Sorry. I'm like.
Dr. Denim.
You wanted to say something. I think.
Is it? I thought I might have gotten the order mixed up. We good.
Yeah, we're good. I think this would also be a good time to use Go Fight Win if you want to, because that's a really cool ability I want to be on screen.
Yeah. That sounds good. Again, I don't think that we're getting into a bigger fight, so why not go all out?
Some time left. Go all out. Absolutely. That's the cool thing about what. So I'm just gonna hit your.
Yeah.
Do you want to burn Go Fight Win? Because I can just.
Please.
Okay. So you have to do Inspire Training first, and then you can use Go Fight Win.
Yeah. So Go Fight Win is basically what like Vivid Jam as an ability. Like, it's I have I can choose between 3 things. Show your best. Choose defense or special defense. All allies on the field gain +1 combat stage in the chosen stat and become motivated. Don't stop now. So all allies on the field gain temporary hit points equal to your charm rank. My charm rank is quite high, and become excited. I believe in you. All allies on the field gain a +2 bonus to evasion and 1 full round and become cheered. I think I'm going to do one. Don't stop now, and I'm literally just shouting that we have them on the ropes. We can win
On the ropes, yeah.
Yeah.
All right,
Just
so everyone
keep moving
takes.
forward.
Is it 5? Yeah, everyone gets. Next time y'all get, just keep in mind whenever the next time y'all get hit, you take 5 less damage from the go fight win.
Yeah, and you
you're
can also
Aw.
use excited.
Yep, and you can also turn in excited to take 5 less, which is a fucking lot. Cheerleader is so good. I love cheerleader to fucking death. All right, what is Dr. Denham gonna do?
Yeah, what is Dr. Denham gonna do? The problem is like the physical moves I have are both like Goliath's support is steel bug water.
It's
Steel?
not is bug water. So if you want to
play rough bugs.
play rough.
Okay, like I thought it was steel. I always mix it up in the game as well because it looks like steel.
It looks like steel. It is a big
Yeah.
mech. It's a big mech bug. It totally could be steel.
Yeah. So I'm going to do play rough, which is just like beating it up basically.
Just beat the fuck out of it. Yeah.
So,
That's a little POW button. Holy shit. A reminder, just because I think this is maybe important to say, just about how like swole Dr. Denham is. Dr. Denham has an ability called Huge Power. Dr. Denham's huge. Anyways, what does this look like? Is this just like little hands just fucking
like
coming at?
Little hands, the tail a lot. I think it's a lot with the tail, just like smacking it about and like kicking it like with everything. Just like it's a giant cloud of dust. I think like in a cartoon, and like just a few hands flying out and
yeah. Like occasionally Lilex's hat is sticking out of the cloud of dust, and then you see like it's all sorts of weird shit. Bo, it's Bo. Bo, do you want to try to wrestle? Is the goal to wrestle again?
I would like to do a jump kick.
Yes. Don't bash yourself against the wall, or doesn't matter.
If I mess up the jump kick, I take a quarter of my max hit points off.
Whoa.
Yep.
But if I hit, it's great.
If you hit, that might seal the fight, actually. At least if Golio I don't know what she's gonna do if Golio speeds out, but like let's
Time to jump kick a bug in the face.
yeah, hit that oh my god. Yeah, Bo what is taking this bug out look like?
That's a good question.
You love the Pokemons.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Probably, like, when Flop got hit, they looked real mad. And then they saw an opening after all of this dope stuff that Dr. Denham did. And so they sprint up and, like, vault maybe off of... What does this bug look like again? Off of a leg?
Yeah, it's got, like, all the little hands. God. Is this like, I guess the question here is this to the face or is this like to the chin? Like, are you hitting it from the bottom up? Yeah. Oh god. So I think Marcus you're able to obviously at some point jump off of its shoulders, and the bug like flies into the ceiling, I guess is the right way to put it, and then like it comes back, hits the ground, and it's got the little swirly eyes, right?
Beautiful.
But I think while in flight though, there was a little like poof of air, like a little weird little black mist poof, and Lilac is fucking gone. And she's like, "Fuck this, I'm out." These fucking people are like, I was not prepared. Fucking they.
What are these children doing?
Yeah, I don't think she says it, but like the look on her face is like the last two were way easier.
It has to be kind of shameful to be defeated by someone like whose Pokemon is called Dr. Denim, like
Dr. Denim. Yeah, and I think the Golios P does stay there. I don't know what your guys' plan is with that.
I'm just going to like check on him and like make sure that he's like not hurt.
He's,
Yeah.
you know, he's fine. And I think oh, for a second I thought the stream died there. I was like, oh no. I think y'all hear some like y'all hear screaming like, hey!
Oh, hey!
Hey! Like, and they're like, and as you turn around, there's another little bit of the cave that is on the other side of the lake, and it is Pax, who is not screaming. I think just Aurora's screaming. Pax like sulking, and they are sort of tied to the top, like off of a branch of one of those trees. Like they're not tied to the trunk of it. They're like hanging like piñatas. And Pax is like, you can come and help.
Let's go. Marcus kicks off over there.
And I'm not obviously there's a roll hoop. How do you get them down?
Can I make a suggestion?
Yeah.
Pomelo does roll out against the tree trunk and it just falls. At least once let Pomelo do something, because like when like Dr. Denim was like very buff, like Pomelo is even worse than that.
I think the three highest damage dealers like in this group would be Bo, Pomelo, and Ebby. But Dr. Denim was in such a cool fictional position for that fight. And it didn't matter. There was other stuff that I could have done, but like, oh man, that was cool. I like that. So y'all like Pomelo hits the tree and they all just kind of
like
fall.
Berries.
Yeah, like berries. Like absolutely, apples falling from a tree. And I think Aurora doesn't say anything.
Can I catch Aurora?
Yeah, you can catch Aurora. But I don't. Do people try to catch Pax?
I try to.
I try seeing the opportunity.
Do you succeed? I'm not gonna make your roll.
I think Pax just falls onto me and like kind of like crash into each other.
Mm-hmm. I think they have a. They don't look happy. They just kind of like look away from me.
I would have done the same. You know, I can't leave you here.
Thanks. You get me untied. And
about that.
And y'all can untie them. And there's two different ways this could end. And I think the way I want it to end is that as the five of you start to like walk out of the cave. Mm-hmm. There's a big explosion above you, and one of those big rock bridges falls over in front of it. And you just hear like laughing on the other side.
Oh my God. Can right before that happened, I be telling, I saved you. This is why the dancer is better. Like continuing our argument.
I think she doesn't say anything particularly about like just kind of like size. It was, hey, where'd you get the feather?
Right, and then explosion.
Explosion, explosion. Big red rock bridge falls over the front of the cave, and then like an ending theme starts playing for.
Also, for the record, Bo's in the background carrying Flop. Like, you did so good.
Flop, the fucking. I'm so surprised at how effective Flop actually is as a
Magikarp
build.
are great.
Magikarp are fucking great. I love Flop. This was fun.
Yeah, like I had never played this game before, so it's cute.
Mhm.
I like the idea of it being like like a one cartoon, maybe like 3-parter or something in the
Yeah.
second season or something.
Yeah, this is like I like in some ways I could see this totally being like a second season like premiere.
Yeah.
Like the first 3 episodes of a second season of a show.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. It's been really fun, and I'm sorry I didn't know so much about Pokemon, but I don't think it mattered.
No, it
Even though I
didn't
know-
matter. It never does. I don't think. I think
Pokemon.
it's just a fun thing, and knowing a lot about it doesn't make it more like less fun. They're just
Oh.
cute magical animals doing fight.
Yeah, and you're being friends with them. Like, I think that's the main part about it, and not really like what I think is like when you know too much, you start to think too much, like in terms of like, oh, in the video game it's that, and like try to be effective about stuff, and it's like that's
Yeah,
not the
and
fun
that's
part
not
of like
fun.
role playing it.
No, it's not.
Yeah.
So
Could there also have been one like camera cutaway at some point of like the chairman out back in the forest, like flipping through like money or something? Like
the chairman definitely got out. I think that's like that would definitely be a thing. Like where did he go?
Who knows? But suddenly he has money and he's just like chilling quietly in the forest somewhere at the moment.
I also I totally like the idea that for counting money he puts on little glasses.
Yeah.
He puts on little glasses and he's like counting a big stack of money, and he's also sort of inspecting that flower he still got.
Right. Oh my gosh.
God.
So yeah, do you want to? Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
No, you go ahead.
I was just gonna ask if everyone wanted to like plug themselves or whatever again. If we have like 15 minutes left, and we don't have to fill that whole time. But
we don't have to fill.
If you have anything you want to add or say.
I mean, we could do plug zone again for the people.
Yeah, we can just do that for a second. We can start from the top again, I think.
Yeah. So if you want to see my drawing of Bo in a little higher resolution, or some of the other art that I do, you can go to Twitter, or to, I don't know, how do Twitter URLs work? I should have known.
Username.
Yeah, it's Magianica, so it's I'm gonna say this wrong if I just try to say it off the top of my head because my brain is bad at things. Magianica1. Got art. Got friends at the table art. Got a lot of other art.
Cool.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Awesome.
I was scrolling through some of it during the break. It's very good.
Thank you. It's not as much on there as on like Instagram and stuff, but I'm getting there.
Cole?
Yeah. Oh, sorry.
Oh, is it me? Okay.
yeah. I'm just gonna go down the list again.
Apologies. Yes, I'm Cole. Again, they, them. And yeah, it's been really fun. You can find me on Twitter at themostmagical, and I put in the chat above my itch.io, because like magical.itch.io. I only have 2 correspondence games in there right now, but I'm working on publishing a theater-themed Firebrands called Thy Words Inspire Thespians, which is Rhyme and Brands Jam this month. Play tested once, but I'm still working on it. It should be fun. I commissioned the art from Lou on Twitter. Does some really work. So if you go to the page, you should be able to find it. And yeah, again, please donate if you can to Rice's. We have raised so much money for them doing really fun games, and it's been a pleasure. And like, so many people have commented in our server about being able to play a lot of the games that they never would have been able to play, gaining some confidence, playing with some really cool people. We've been able to boost each other up and boost indie and queer content creators, and it's a really lovely community of people. And we all met, like earlier, through another really good show called Friends at the Table, which I also linked in the stream. If you haven't that show, and yeah, I think that's all for my plug.
Cool.
Yeah. Mocha or Eric?
Yeah. Hi. I'm Eric. You can find my Twitter account at Ernst or Ernst Mocha, ERNST MOKKA. If you scroll way up into the chat, I have also linked it there. If you want. Like, I'm not very fascinating on Twitter. I complain way too much about video games on there because I'm always frustrated. And you can also check out my itch.io page, which I would really like, because there's like a bunch of games on there, mostly video games. One you can even buy for money, which is kind of neat. Like, neat that you can buy it, and also neat that the game itself. You can find my itch.io or at Mocha, MOKKA at .itch.io. There's also a tabletop game on there called Corvid Capers, where you play birds that do crimes and steal stuff, which is fun.
Corvid Capers looks super fun.
Yeah,
I remember like you were talking about at some point. I was like, "Fuck, I gotta play this game."
I mean, you can get it. Like the session we did, like the rules are slightly different now, but it was like really fun. Like it was just like fun seeing people like interact with something I made in that way, and like seeing people like taking the ideas I had and like making them their own. It's always cool. And in general, like thank you in general, like for organizing this event and the server and all that, because it's like, I think it's a really cool idea, and like building this stuff up and putting all this work in, like it's not paid in any way, so it's like really appreciated that you're doing this, and it's really cool that we're raising that much money already and that it's still going. So keep watching, everyone.
There's still like, how many more hours is there left?
Like 1.5 days.
Yeah,
there's
this
a fucking
is
lot.
the halfway point,
Yeah.
I believe.
Yeah.
God,
Like, just as a personal plug, tomorrow at the same time slot, please watch the Good Society stream. That, like, I'm also, because I'm part of it, but that's because I know what characters are in it, and it's like it's going to be very, very cool. So, but so does every other stream. So, like, watch everything. Watch as much as you can.
I mean, there's also going to be VODs and stuff later. So.
Yeah.
And you can find me on Twitter at the Spaceman Bob. I don't really post much on Twitter, though I do stream fighting games sometimes on Twitch, which you can probably find the link through there somewhere. And I do plan on putting up a tabletop on itch relatively soon. It's a Forged in the Dark Fire Emblem inspired game called Burning Blades, and hopefully if I can get my shit together, it'll be up in the next few weeks.
Cool.
It's pretty much done. I just need to format a PDF, and that's hell.
Good luck.
Pleasant, yeah. Good luck.
And you know, I could just be like, "Oh, it's an alpha, whatever. It could be a little crap."
Oh my
God.
god.
Anyways, that was fun. We should maybe move on.
Yeah, we're gonna go.
Yeah.
Yeah, even if we're a little early, it'll give us a little break. And I hope you all stick around for Mask. It's going to be amazing.
The Mask game looks super fun.
It looks super fun. Mask is a really cool game in general, and the people playing it are super interesting. So please stick around and watch that. Or if you can't stick around, maybe tell them.
Spread the word.
Spread the word.
Spread the word.
Spread the love. Trans rights and go donate. And
Don't make deals with death gods, kids. That's the last thing I got for
oh yeah, and
The
also
moral
I
of our
forgot.
story.
If you're in the U.S., our anniversary is March 3rd, which is also Super Tuesday, which is very stressful. But please go out and vote if you can. If you're in the States, go out and vote.
It's been a while that lined up like that, honestly.
We have to wrap
Yeah.
up.
Me too.
Just
We're
looking
gonna
at chat.
go.
Bye.
Bye, y'all.
Bye.